Let's go, lesbians! Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Into the Multiverse. Hello. So, Into the Multiverse, for anyone who doesn't know, is a series of D&D campaigns all set in the world of Gostar. But each campaign is set in an alternate timeline or different reality. And this one follows the story of the PB Rebellium. And so we're going to jump into what happened last time, because it's been a little while. Before that, I will get all of the players to introduce themselves, and then I'll give a quick recap of everything. So we'll start with yourself, Sharis, playing Rael.
Hi, my name is Sharis, and I play Rael, who is a changeling paladin under the Oath of Glory, and his big mama is called Demu. Yeah, he's kind of one of the dads of the group, kind of the stern, protective one. But even though sometimes he has a bit of a sharp tongue, he means well. Yeah, he's just kind of there at the moment. Last time, received a letter from someone he knows very well called Barry.
Barry!
And we're gonna go on the way to Jarlheim. That's what I remember.
Oh, yeah, so Jarlheim is on the way. You're stopping off in Grimwald, and then the next stop after that would be Jarlheim, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Miss Snuffles says, Demu Big Mama. Yes, absolutely.
Demu is my big mommy.
Oh, yeah, thank you so much. That's brilliant. So, yeah, as we're going out, I might ask everyone to recall the last bit of information that they remember. But yeah, so we'll go now to yourself, Kat, playing Quill Zarkar.
Hello. My name is Kat. I play Quill Zarkar. She's a thievling bard, so half goblin, half tiefling. She's a vampire as well.
Mm-hmm.
I forget about that constantly. She's now a vampire.
Drink energy.
And yeah, I drink energy. She's a bard of the class of spirits.
Yeah.
It's almost like I don't play D&D anymore.
You're a spirit bard, basically. Yeah, absolutely. It's been a while.
Yeah, and a part-time rogue.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, she has a son, Grug, up there, big lad.
Massive 9
And
foot tall.
last session, she had to say Auf Wiedersehen to her girlfriend as her girlfriend went off to train.
It's true. She went off to join the Valkyries.
She's gonna be big bird lady.
Big bird lady, big mama, Demu, there's a lot of big bigs in this group.
Yeah, big bigs.
Nice mix.
And also, heads up, Quill is dead before she became a vampire, so she's like double dead now.
Double dead. Died twice.
She's dead squared.
Death squared. That's a thing. Death squared is a video game where you play as little squares and you die a lot. It's a very good game.
Oh no. At least it's to the name.
Incredible. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Alright, now we move on to Maggie playing Oscar Magnolium.
Hello everybody, my name is Maggie, and talking about big moms, we gotta have big dads as well. So I play as Oscar Magnolium, who's a big dad furball of the group, and he is just a very lovely person that wants to take care of everybody and make sure that everybody's healthy and happy. He is in fact the druid of the Circle of Dreams. He recently acquired some new shiny powers, which I'm yet to play around with, but I'm excited to do that soon-ish. He is a big believer in the mother, though, everything nature-related, and he's just a vibe.
Yes, he's a big, friendly vibe. What a wonderful man. Big daddies and big mommies everywhere. Yeah, absolutely. This should be called the big I don't know, big show. That's what the B is for. Alright.
You're not big.
I'll get to you soon, Fatema.
It's not a wrestler.
Big?
The Big Show.
The Big Show. That sounds like a restaurant name. The Big Parentage, says Miss Snuffles.
I forgot to mention Oscar is also a prince. I'm sorry.
He is.
He is a prince. He's a princess on the run.
Absolutely.
There we go.
Yeah. Had a little bit of
Not
resolution there, and
important
a little bit of closure with that recently, which was nice. But yeah, hello everyone. My name is Gabriel Galway. I'm the Dungeon Master, the DM.
What about Patane? Oh.
We'll get to soon.
Sorry, I just got excited.
I know, I'm excited too.
Sorry.
I'm gripping my thighs.
Sorry.
So my name is Gabriel Galway. I'm Dungeon Master, Patema, and I write the stories. I put the obstacles and everything in front of the players, and they interact with the world that I put in front of them. So last we left off, alongside what the players have said, they have been traveling through the realm of Jotunheim, which is a big snowy landscape, and they've been making their way to Demu's temple, Demu being Rael's patron, or deity, Big Mama, of the deity of movement and flow, and is closely associated with running water. So they've been making their way to this temple because Demu has been severely weakened over the years by a big eldritch horror known as the Dreamer. So they're trying to get to this temple, free up Demu's power so that they can combat against this big eldritch evil called the Dreamer. So they've been traveling along. Last we left off, they stopped by in a town called Cold Snap. But it was brief because as soon as they got there, Wisteria was... there was an attempt on Wisteria's life by some sort of Feylord who came in, started smashing Wisteria's head into a rock, and you all managed to use all of your abilities to try to escape and throw that person off so they couldn't find you. Traveling along as well, you found a big elemental of lightning that was trying to dig up a little fraction of what you found to be a fraction of Thoros' hammer, which is this unliftable hammer that was destroyed a long time ago. And Quill was able to summon Thoros, and he took off with the elemental and the piece of the hammer, and disappeared. Super happy, yeah. And so you've been traveling now on the run from this killer, and you're making a pit stop after about 2 weeks of travel. You're now arriving in the town of Grimwald. It's the morning of, travel just before you come into town. Town is about an hour away. But before you get there, you're just packing up your things, and as you do, kind of look around. Rail, obviously, every morning you do a roll call, basically, being the military man that you are, taking note of everyone there, and you do notice that Wisteria is gone, and it's starting to throw you as well. So many people are coming and going from this group, but Wisteria has left. And I will say, Rael, as you were probably the first one up, packing everything into the wagon, you see pinned to the side of the wagon on a piece of paper is a handwritten note, which you can tell is written in Wisteria's handwriting. So we will get there right now, if you bear with me just a moment. You can tell that the paper is incredibly old. You know that Wisteria has a lot of nice paper on them, but this is just, it's been ripped a few times, actually, you would notice. And here you are. This is a very old, raggedy piece of paper, well worn by the elements.
Dear friend. Oh god.
That penmanship is wonderful.
Absolutely. There we
That's
go.
good penmanship.
Should I
If you want to try
Rael reading?
Yeah, go for it. So everyone's kind of gathering up their bits, kind of waking up and packing away the tents, and you can read away.
Okay, so, dear friends, I spent too long on the title and now I hear Grug doing his morning training, so oops, let's make it quick. The tense, with lots of Zs. Says, Wiz was here, I'm not dead, at least not whilst I wrote this. Well, that's reassuring. Probably not dead, yes. I'm off to visit Oxen Im. We'll be back soon. Love, Wizzy. P.S. I'll fly far away if Mr. Lamps chases me. P.P.S. I won't die. Oh, she's drawn Shahil and Doc. Okay. P.P.P.S. Someone please read this letter to Shahil. Sorry. P.P.P.S. If you find an Arcana tablet, please get it. Thank you. End.
Well, when it's a good drawing.
It's yeah.
So
Concerned she's gone
adorable.
by herself, but
You
I'm
gotta
sure she'll
do what
be
you
fine.
gotta do when you gotta find God. It seems.
Yep. Hey, I know that one.
If that's the right journey for her, then I have all of the support.
Well,
Oscar.
I guess you'll find us at some point.
Yeah, it's not very descriptive on where she's going. I don't even think she knows where
No.
she's going.
No.
No.
I
Well,
pray to Demu and the heavens that she does not die.
I'll pray to the already dead that if she does die, she gets there well.
She's double secured.
Exactly.
Yes.
On both ends.
Let's not be pessimistic. I'm pretty sure she'll be okay.
She'll
Yeah.
be fine.
I will say, Oscar, as you probably have the highest passive perception, you would notice on the other side of this paper a very, very faded image of an illustration of what looks like to be Rail's face.
Aww.
Is it like the piece of cloth that has the Jesus face stamped on it?
I mean, you will be close. It's like the image has heavily faded. I mean, yeah. There is text as well, but you need a better inspection
God.
to see actually what actually would be on
Okay,
here. But
I put this piece of paper very close to my face. I assume it's like very small in proportions to my own being, so I'm like
It's true.
really close to my eye.
massive fur bulk, so absolutely. Give me an investigation, or give me a perception check. I'll let you use perception here.
Alright, let's do this. Oh, so good. Perception 27.
27. With that, you immediately click that this is a wanted poster.
Oh.
It's a very old, faded wanted poster that is aged with the elements. And it says General Rail of Rimgroff. And there's question marks then as well at the bottom saying gone AWOL or missing. If found, please alert the word is gone from my head. Authorities. Fucking. There we go. That's the word. No authorities. Please alert authorities of Rimgroff as soon as possible. Thank you. Any information will be heavily rewarded.
Oh no, the army's after me.
I just hold the paper. I just hold the paper in front of my face, and I look at the paper, I look at the Rael, and I'm just like connecting the dots. And I tell him, "You're a criminal, apparently."
What do you mean?
Can you see over here?
I'm gonna go over and look at this paper.
Absolutely.
I will give it a read.
Mm-hmm. Kind of have to squint a bit, but you do get the general gist.
Oh, okay. I will just cuss under my breath. Just kind of look at the paper. Do what Oscar did to me, but I do it back to Oscar, where I look at the paper, look at Oscar. This is just not my time, is it? First, Harry. Now I am wanted by my own army.
Do you know why? Did you do
Well-
anything before we disappeared?
No, that's the thing. I just disappeared. If the general disappears with no notice, no nothing, I'm.
Oh, it's not like a 2 weeks notice kind of thing. Okay.
No.
It has been several months since you disappeared.
It's a
The
bit too late to send that.
repercussions. Yeah, the repercussions of leaving an army, especially at my what's the word?
Stature.
My standing.
Mm.
They are not good.
Well, it is an old piece of paper. There is a chance they forgot.
No, but thank you, Oscar. Oh god, I should have written a letter or something.
Well, we were in a weird cocoon place in a lady's house, so I don't think even if you did send a letter after that, it would have worked. What we can do for now is, like, can you disguise yourself? I know you don't like to
Yeah,
do the thing.
I can put some
see.
leaves in your hair.
Shall I have a look in the carriage just to see, or wagon, just to see if there's anything that I can do to change myself up a little bit without me actually shifting?
Yeah, give me an investigation check, or I will get you to make a performance check.
Okay, so performance or investigation. Okay.
As this is happening and you're rummaging around, you kind of put the paper down on the side of the horse, and Oscar and Quill, you just watch as a piece of paper just kind of blows away and starts moving in the wind towards the direction you're going to be heading. And you watch as a few little red sparks of energy catch the piece of paper and it starts to ignite. And you watch as there's a bunch of these other little motes of red electrical energy crackling in the air. And you watch as the image in front of you of the horizon just kind of slightly distorts and bends, cracks, before then there's this massive explosion of red electrical energy. As a hole opens up in the air itself right in front of you, and two figures emerge from this bolt of electrical energy. You see two silhouettes starting to form as there's this pulsing kind of heartbeat of a hole slowly closing behind them. The red energy begins to slowly subside, and you then start to see the silhouettes take form. And Patema, would you like to describe what they see?
Yes, you see Ghostly O'Keefe, a pale white tiefling with hooves for feet, and big curly goat horns, and she's got a bandage over her right eye, which is seeping with blood, and there's a fancy skeleton with her, and she appears and goes, "Oh, Angelica, where have we found ourselves now?"
Oh heavens, darling. You do like to jump around quite a bit. You seem to have hiccuped us into another area. Snowy one too. Good thing I don't have nerves, or I would be frozen right now.
Oh, it's awfully cold here.
It's bitter, I'm sure. I can see the snots on your nose already beginning to freeze up. It's hideous.
Oh. Yeah, well, guess we'll find our bearings and see if we can figure out where we are this time.
Yes, you do that. Much better than I am. I've never been one for navigation. Astral navigation, anyway.
What the fuck?
She kind of pulls out like a long cigarette and just begins to puff on this this thing, looking around, and this purple smoke comes out through her nostrils and her eye sockets.
How is this skeleton dressed? Sorry. What is...
They would be in kind of a very weathered Victorian gown with a big high poofy collar, and then a rusted iron breastplate and some kind of metal gauntlets on her hands. And then kind of a hooshed up skirt that's kind of been ripped at the bottom, and other bits of like chainmail falling over it, and showing also bits of the there's kind of the big metal hemispheres that are under old ball gowns. That's kind of showing as well, just below as well. There's a bit of a metal kind of
like you can
frame.
see her hoop skirt.
Yeah, you can see the big kind of metal frame just below the dress, because it's kind of torn and ripped away.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Is other people seeing this too?
Guys,
Yeah.
we're being observed by a hideous little gremlin and a giant.
Okay, they can see us.
I'm busy looking in the wagon.
Okay, Ghostly will look over. Can she tell who's in this wagon? Does she recognize that it's everyone?
Yeah, you definitely would. You'd probably see
All of us
Oscar.
are peeking out over the top. Oh my god.
Oh,
Greg's probably doing push-ups.
Angelica, those are my friends. Oscar!
Honestly.
Oscar!
What? Huh?
She's good. Can she run over to Oscar and give him a hug?
Yeah, absolutely.
I slowly get off the car and be like, is this you?
Oh my gosh, where have you been? I thought you was in Magnolian Forest. Is this the forest? It doesn't look much like a forest.
Oh, you're alive.
You found everybody. I've been all over the place. I got lost when we was looking for you in the forest.
Dear. I give her the biggest hug.
Just poke my head out the wagon, like, what's going on? And I just see it's Ghostly and almost fall out the cart, like, what the fuck? Ghostly?
Oh, Rael. Everybody's here. Hey, Quill.
Have you been?
Where's Wisteria?
She
She went up to find her 2 gods. She'll be back in a bit. Don't worry. You haven't really. She didn't just go. It's been a while. It seems we all were asleep when she disappeared. I say that, but it's fine. She's fine. Yeah.
Oh,
Honestly. Are you injured? Do you need any healing? Can I do anything?
Right. Oh, you mean my eye? Yeah, I lost my eye, but it's all right. I have Angelica here to help me out. Angelica,
yeah.
come over and meet more friends.
If I must. She kind of tiptoes on over in her heels, kind of clacking in the cobbles. Hello, Angelica Romero the Sixth. She's just like a small curtsy. Captain of the Galactic Bone Band.
Angelica has been helping me on my travels, cause I've been getting lost. I keep like dimension changing around the place, and
yes.
We kept finding ourselves in all these funny places.
Yes, you took me right away from the rest of my band, my squadron. Been stuck with you since.
But cause like when I accidentally got your axe lost, yeah. I keep my magic keeps teleporting me around the place. We've been in all kinds of strange places. We was in a place where everybody had a clock on their wrist, and we was in a big place that was like a temple, but it just kept going on, and there was nobody there.
Oh yeah. Hideous temple.
Sounds like...
That sounds really far. And oh my goodness. I mean, I'm extremely happy that we managed to meet now. That's amazing.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm glad to have gotten back to all of you.
Yes.
I got lost looking for you in the woods, Oscar.
Oh, I'm so sorry that happened.
It's all right. I'm
should
back
have
here
been-
now. I got Angelica with us now as well.
Hey,
Oh,
she
I will-
wouldn't
I will
shut up
take-
about you, Lord.
her hand. Can I shake Angelica's hand and be like, oh, nice to meet you?
She kind of gives you her gauntlet. John. You smell like a true hippie.
Do you smell like weed?
You definitely smell like some sort of moss or mold, or definitely the outdoors type, I imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite correct.
Oh, Angelica's great with the outdoors. Angelica says lots of funny things like that.
That's a hippie.
Oh, don't worry yourself, darling. You untamed creature.
Hello, Angelica. I am Quill, she says while waving.
Yes. Hello, Quill.
Oh,
You were named after the pen. I see.
With only one L.
I see.
Quill
So you can
loves
spell.
dead things, Angelica.
Mm.
You'll get along real well.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, dead people. Yeah. Are you dead? Is this?
Oh no, I just got up on the wrong side of the bed.
Okay.
See, she's so funny, Angelica is.
I am. I know. She kind of fixes her head.
I'm still kind of like hanging, not hanging, but just kind of leaning out the wagon a little bit, just kind of giving her a small nod, like, "Pleasure to meet you. I'm Rael."
Oh, you actually have had some friends. I mean, if this one wasn't so rugged, maybe he might be my type, but hello, you. Kind of go right ahead and, like, take your hand and just, like, kind of do a big bow, curtsy.
A bow back from what I can inside this wagon.
You might have...
like, panicking.
You might have missed my introduction. I am Angelica Romero the Sixth, captain of the Galactic Bone Band.
Cool. It's a pleasure to meet you, Angelica.
Yes, that's quite enough. You're very clingy. Oh my goodness.
You came to me! I didn't say that.
Oh god.
Also, just for my role, I did do well.
Okay.
6.
You got a 6. You found some sheets. You're not like one for disguising yourself. You're a natural at shape-shifting your own body, but this is very different when it's not you and your own body. You have great control of your own body and controlling your own features, but you're not great with this, so you kind of throw on a few sheets and you've got a hood up, and I mean you hide your face. Yeah. But there's not.
I got a cloak, hide half my face. I'll just kind of tie my hair back as well, try and hair is a giveaway as well, so I'm like, nah, I'm tying it back.
I mean,
it goes.
Unfortunately, it's not like you guys have disguise kits and like a whole kind of like vanity back here, but.
Cloak
I
will
can
do
give you
for me.
my autumn jumper if you like, the one that Quill got me last session.
You're kind. I think a cloak will do me fine for now, but thank you. As long as my face is hidden, it should be fine. Thank you.
Okay.
Unless there's like some scarves that I can like
You can.
create like a head wrap.
I have my coat, the feather one. You can wear that. It may not fit you right.
It is
Maybe
rather
it's
small.
like a scarf on you.
It is more like just sits on your shoulders.
I've got a little hat you could wear, Rel. Ghostly takes out like a tiny little wizard hat.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. But the headscarf and the cloak is fine.
Why are we covering the handsome man?
Oh, hold on now.
I'm very shy. I'm actually a very shy guy, so I don't really. And you know, it's really cold.
And he doesn't do well in crowds.
No.
And this
So
is
I
a
just
really
like to-
religious place, and he's not really
Yeah.
religious.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
I just look like awkwardly at both of them. Because I cannot lie, so I'm just like looking and like.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm sure I'll find out the truth soon enough.
Yeah, she's kind of nodding, but inside he's like. That's enough.
Ghostly, help me onto the wagon. She just puts her arms out in a T-pose.
What did she say?
Help me onto the wagon.
Okay, yeah, okay. Ghostly will like pick her up and put her into the wagon.
Sure.
Can I do the same with Ghostly?
You can. That giggle.
That's such a cute giggle.
Also, may I do like a health check? I need to help my lady out, please.
Oh yeah. Give me a medicine check.
Please. Wow, I'm gonna. Ooh. That's a lot.
Oh wow.
Crystal, my.
Can't focus.
Oh yeah.
Can someone assist, please?
You're lost in her eye.
No, this is serious. She's bleeding. Somebody help!
I will help.
Help!
I will help. Have some medicine in hand, whatever. I'll just. What do you want me to do? Like a medicine check?
Sorry, yeah, you can make a medicine check. Sorry, I have to just
I'll do a medicine check.
go for it.
15.
15. Yeah, missing an eye. Looks like it wasn't very long ago, maybe about an hour or so. The blood is starting to like dry out on the bandage. But yeah, it's just been freshly gorged out. If you want to lift the bandage, you can check it out. But
Yeah, I mean, don't want to have any more like. I'll have lay on hands ready just in case I need to like slap my hand on her eye in case more blood gushes out. But
Sure.
We'll have a closer look to see if there actually is the eyeball out or if it is like still intact but needs fixing. So that's what I'm looking out for.
yeah, so you kind of
I'll do
peel back the thing and some dry, crusty bits of blood kind of flick away. And yeah, it is being just plucked straight out of there.
Straight out, okay.
Yeah. Give me an investigation check.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's gone.
Your eye is gone, but it's okay. Don't worry. It's we'll get you all fixed up.
Rael has got this. I'm pretty sure he knows what he's doing. I'm pretty sure.
Huh? I got a 17.
17. There is a slight cut on the bottom lid, as if something quickly kind of went up into the eye, very thin, possibly a very thin small blade, potentially a rapier, or a claw or something like that. Just cut the bottom eyelid and took the eye with it. I will say as well, Potato, you can mark off 10 hit points from Ghostly O'Keefe. Just because
Permanently or
No, just because Ghostly has been recently.
Recent injury.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just being as gentle as he can with her, just having as close a look as he can, and notices the scratches, and he'll just kind of look at Ghostly, put the bandage back down for now, and just say, who or what attacked you? Do you remember?
That is me, darling.
Sorry.
Sorry, no, you go right ahead. Yes, sorry, you tell the story.
Oh, it was pretty fast, so I didn't see what happened there. But Angelica was there to protect me. I might have lost my other eye if it wasn't for Angelica.
So, Angelica, did you see who did this?
Oh yes, majestic creature, quick as lightning. Luckily, I was there to get Ghostly out of whatever danger that was, and now we're here.
Do you have any more information on what kind of creature, or what it looked like, or who it was?
Or is they're coming back for us because we have like a list of people?
I would say they were incredibly beautiful. I was in awe by their presence.
That isn't really narrowing it down.
Yes, we need to know.
About humanoid size, no bigger than 6 feet. 2 arms, 2 legs, carried a rapier on them. Very finely dressed. Gorgeous
Does
complexion.
Angelica carry a rapier?
Yeah.
Can I check?
Yeah, she's got one on her hip.
She did it.
Well, yeah. Quill's gonna look at Real and just be like, she's just gonna point.
Well, you did very quickly say that you did. Am I correct in saying that? Presumption.
We have a quick-witted one here. Very, very sharp, my darling. gold star for you.
And why did you do that?
Must have lost my temper briefly. This one has dragged me all over, and when you're with them for several months, traveling from one plane of existence to another, you do occasionally crack.
I'm just gonna just shake my head, and I will try and heal Ghostly, or at least heal the wound so she isn't bleeding out or in pain.
Sure.
I'll gently lift up the bandage and place the palm over her socket, and I'll heal it for now.
I don't think you've ever seen Oscar angry, but he is right now.
Well,
So from my understanding, it was Angelica doing this because she's lost the temper.
Yes.
you're all incredibly smart.
I'm so mad.
You catch on quickly. This crew is just like you, Ghostly. Quick as whip.
Well, these things happen, you know.
I'm gonna grab her by the shoulder. I'm gonna grab Angelica by the shoulder real tight.
Oh, nice. Just a little lower there, darling. Right between my shoulder blades, if you could.
Apologize.
Careful, Oscar, she's made of bones.
Yes, I'm just a frail young girl.
How is it possible that you snapped in such a way? This is not fine.
Mm-hmm.
Ghostly, why? How is it that you are friends?
Well, she's been helping me with. She's been fighting along my side while we've been hopping around the place.
Absolutely. I mean, as you know, interesting as Ghostly is as an individual, she is quite the warrior.
Sure of that. I'm sorry, I need to collect my thoughts. I'm gonna jump off the cart and just go in the woods for a second. I'm mad. I'm just mad.
Oh no, careful not to take anyone's eyes out with that temper.
Angelica.
I don't think. And Grog, you done with the sit-ups?
600 and 105.20. I am done.
Hello, Grog.
Hello.
It's me, it's Ghostly O'Keefe.
I remember you. You are the one who's. Yeah, you went. Just grabs you and hugs you. It's good to see you again. I was just doing the push-up.
Oh,
I did the big
think
number.
that is a very big number. That's impressive, Grog. But more importantly, I'll just kind of glare over at Angelica. I stick with what Oscar said. You should apologize.
Oh, right. Oscar, I apologize.
Oh, to Ghostly.
No.
Why not?
Yo, that's the deal. This
Ghostly, apologize for taking away myself from my band of merry men and my empire and all that I held dear.
I told you, Angelica. I'm sorry. I just can't help it when I just teleport around the place.
It just feels nice to hear it, you know. I apologize for taking your eye. Would you like it back? She pulls it out from her dress. Yeah, she just has it
no.
there. Just sits still dripping.
Am I able to put that back in?
Shouldn't it be like slime right now?
No.
Oh, this
Wait,
is.
hold on. Did she
kinda-
keep the eye? I did not get.
Yeah.
Oh.
She's got the eyeball.
Oh my
It's like being slit right across the front, and it's like kind of like all the liquid has kind of fallen out of it, and it's just like
It's just a
little
popping
flat.
pearl.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
no.
a bubble tea popping pearl.
No. No, it's not salvageable.
I mean, if you had something to smell like regenerate or something, yeah, you could
Oh,
potentially.
okay, I do not have. Please, does anyone have like a handkerchief or something like that?
Yes, the thing is going
I'm
rancid.
getting blood all over the place, am I?
No, it's not you, dear. It's to wrap your eye up safely so you can keep it ghostly until we find a way to put it back.
Resourceful.
We can just keep it in Angelica's pocket.
I mean,
No, I'd rather someone else keep it.
I can keep it. I have up to it.
yes, make sure not to eat it, little goblin.
I don't
Hands
eat
it to
things
you.
that are already dead. I also don't need to eat. She's just gonna wrap
You eat
it.
eyeballs, Twin.
No, not anymore.
Not
Not yours. I
anymore.
wouldn't eat yours at the very least. Don't worry. It's also
sounds kind of gross. It'd be kind of gooey.
yeah, exactly.
Maybe
Anyway, she's
there
gonna
are
put it in her
fans.
bag and holding.
That texture.
It's like I said, it pops.
God. I'm gonna
Cloth
pop off the cart.
holds her slimy hand out.
I shall grab the slimy eye and put it in my bag of holding. I'll wrap it up in probably like a piece of shirt or something.
And when you're done, please clean my gauntlet.
No, you can clean it yourself. And he'll get off the cart and look for Oscar.
Sure thing.
I'm just throwing rocks.
That's your go-to.
But I'm not gonna do that.
Don't punch the trees. Yeah, your
I'm
friend.
so mad.
Yeah, I'll just go and try and find him. And once I do and see him sitting there, rocks, gonna put a hand on his back, like, hey, you okay?
I don't think so. There's like you can see like the physical change on his face. Like the fur has gone slightly darker. There's like
You got a bit spiky and poofy, like when cats
yeah.
get angry.
yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
It's buffed up. So cute. Sorry.
How is that cute? I'm angry.
I feast.
This is such a situation. I don't understand why is Ghostly treating like someone that has injured her in such a way.
Cause Ghostly is just too nice. It's just who Ghostly is. She's an incredibly forgiving person. And that's her choice whether she wants to stay friends or not, although I know we both know we would prefer not to, especially if, I know I wouldn't appreciate if you gouged my eye out, but that is Ghostly. She just is in a whole different level from us, and I mean that endearingly. I'm very impressed. But we should get going. I mean, Angelica did apologize to Ghostly. Though a bit of a shitty one, but it's an apology nonetheless. So
I just kinda I look in a different direction and I mumble to myself. We'll have to teach her how to apologize properly then. But then I turn you away. You're like, it's fine. Yeah.
I'll just kind of give his back a few reassuring smacks, and like a broski I am, and so I'll start heading back to the car.
Alright. So you'll clamber back into the car.
Ghostly won't say anything, but she'll just like nuzzle into Oscar's chest when he gets back into the car.
I'm gonna cry. You're me crying for 3 hours.
she's just happy to be back with all her friends.
Oh.
And
that's
listeners.
hard.
We're happy to have you too.
Fuck yeah.
I'm just gonna just gently pass my fingers through your hair. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna cry so much. Is there a way for me to check? This is so cheeky, but I am still not emotionally okay. Is there a way to check if she's like under any influence of?
She drunk?
No, like, is she like manipulated mentally in a way?
Yeah, you can give me either an Arcana check or an Insight check.
That's a loaded question when it comes to Ghostly O'Keefe.
I'm sorry.
That
So you
is.
said Arcana or Insight, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do Insight because it's That's a 6.
She seems fine.
Fuck.
Cuddling with you.
Okay, I just get lost in the moment.
It clings to you, that little bit of paranoia, but quickly fades as you feel Ghostly's warmth just kind of cuddling into your fur. You're all safe now that Ghostly is here. I don't know how they survived without you, Ghostly.
Well, I wouldn't have gone back here without you, Angelica.
Oh, you flatter me so. Do it again.
Would it be? Where are you from, Angelica?
I already said, the Galactic and Bone Band. Out in, let's say the,
Is
fourth
that
quadrant of the Astral Sea, I think.
Ooh, would it be an odd question to ask if Quill would know where that is?
Give me an intelligence check.
Okay.
What'd you get?
A 13.
13. Sounds like spaceship.
Space stuff. It's unfortunate that we blew up the last space thing that we knew. Well, I would assume you want to go back home. Is that why you're reluctantly following Ghostly around?
I mean, if you have another way of bringing me back, that would be fantastic. But as of right now, I'm stuck with this wizard.
Well, we know other wizards, so if you want to stick with us until we find more wizards, then you can be wizarded off.
Yes, there's only about 4 or 5 other wizards that I knew of who could travel between dimensions like this one.
Did one of them happen to have blue hair and a lollipop?
No, but it's funny that you say that. My uncle Everett, about 20 years ago, had a massive fad where he would dye his hair blue and go around portaling between the galaxies. Wonderful time, really, truly.
What was his natural hair?
It was grey.
Oh, it's a nice tidbit to know.
Sure.
Anyway, we should get going. We've
Yeah.
been out here for too long, and Real's gonna get cold.
Extremely cold.
We can say as well you've been traveling as you've been chatting, that you've taken off and heading into town now. And slowly...
Whoa, to see the wizard, the wonderful wizard of... Where are we going? Grey hair?
Inspiration.
We're going to Grimald.
Grimwald.
Yes.
The wonderful wizard at Grimwald.
I do love it when you sing, Ghostly. You do actually, despite the rest of you, have quite a beautiful voice.
I did learn a new song recently. Do you all want to hear?
Oh yeah,
I
yes,
would love to
absolutely.
listen.
I only know
Absolutely.
part of it. I only know the start part. It goes like this.
Mm-hmm.
When I was just a little girl,
Oh yeah,
I asked my mother,
oh yeah.
will I be pretty?
Oh, yeah.
Will I be rich? Here's what she said to me. Oh, Sarah, Sarah, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Oh, Sarah, Sarah.
If I had...
My name's not actually Sarah, and I never met my mother, but it's just how the song goes.
It's a good song.
I start clapping.
If I had tears to shed, they would be for you, Gertrude.
Oh, you're so sweet, Angelica.
I know.
Oh my god.
I will push her off the cart at some point.
Oh, oopsie daisy. Looks like you fell.
Oh, your pile of bones on the floor now. Uh-oh. Alright, so as you continue to travel about an hour towards town and come over the hilltop, you now see another kind of mountain coming up ahead of you, and built into that side of the mountain, traveling up it, is the city of Grimold. Would be a city. Let me just double check my document. But give me 2 seconds. I'm getting it over here. And yeah.
Wowie.
Wowie zowie, there is Grimwald right there.
It looks grim.
Lord.
And so yes, Grimwald is it's a large town, a very large town. Loads of low houses very close to the ground. Their roofs kind of reach all the way down to the floor, and snow slides off them. You can see a few things as you come into town. First of all, there's kind of a high wooden wall all around the town that kind of eventually meets up with the rocky cliff sides that encompass a lot of it. There's also another path up to the I will say as you're coming in, it's up to the right hand side. There's another pathway that comes into the town off of the mountains, and that comes down through which something resembling a Torii gate, coming down into this area. There's also then to the left, you see a large crystal tower coming up through the dark rock that surrounds it, up into the sky, and the mists and snow and everything comes in around this thing, making it look almost like a ghost. And then, obviously, at the very end of the town, up in the mountainside, there is the very obvious gigantic skull, whose eye sockets have been replaced, and its nose as well, and all 3 eye sockets, one being on the center of its head, have been replaced with stained glass pieces. And then the horns that curl up and around have been hollowed out, it looks like, and you can see the soft orange glow of candlelight coming from the dozens of narrow windows that circle and spiral around these horns. Alongside that as well, just below the tower, is a massive statue, which Rael you would recognize immediately as the statue for Thoros, the god of the skies and the weather, and one of the kind of one of the gods that's heavily worshipped in Jotunheim, mainly due to him being prayed to a lot, both for like good weather, for like harvests, because harvests are such an important thing here. It's so rare and so difficult to harvest food in Jotunheim that people are constantly praying for him to give good weather so that the crops can grow every year. But also he's just so well renowned in Jotunheim as a whole, because he was known to be mortal once, and he was a hero in Jotunheim, and he's one of the few gods that actually ascended into godhood. upon like completing several massive labours, these impossible tasks. The last one being channeling the Mimmer's Well, which is this giant river that comes out of the skies. And you can see it as well off in the distance, this big blue pillar in the distance whenever you get clear skies in Jotunheim. You can see it from any part of the realm. But this person, they managed to channel that river into just every direction across the entirety of Gostar, and every river in Gostar is said to come from Mimmer's Well because of this great task that Thoros completed. And then finally, just on the outskirts of the town, you would cop very quickly, Rael. You would see the familiar blue flags with the emblem of the marble horse, marble stallion on the front of them.
Right.
Flags that belong to the Rimgroff army. And you can see an outpost has been set up just outside of town, a large barracks, and there's a bunch of makeshift buildings as well that have been set up as well, that have been put up. You know that these things can be put up if they're being posted in an area for quite some time. They'll set up a temporary barracks. There's loads of tents, everything, all posted around this thing. A few thousand men are all posted outside of this city. But maybe not a few thousand, maybe 1,000 or so. They're all posted outside here. All kind of just sharpening weapons. They seem to be just going about their business. Taking in horses, eating, patrolling, all that kind of thing. So I will get up a little map of the town here. While we... so you can decide where exactly you want to go in this large town. So here is Grimwald. So you are coming in from. These roads are slightly off, but that's okay. Have I got a PB Rebellium icon? I do not. So for now, I will use... who would like to be the icon of the town? Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Everyone can be an icon.
We're so iconic. Thank you.
PB Rebellium. Boop. And
I like how Gostar and Angelica are their own party.
I wanted it to be a dramatic effect when they entered. Okay, so...
We're on fire!
You're on fire! We're not anymore! It's okay. Get rid of your cart for now. Boop. And boop. Now, so you're all coming in from this area. You know what? This is backwards, but it's fine. I made the map wrong because it's kind of like.
You can just use the Multiverse logo if it makes it easier.
That's true, but I've done this now, so it is all okay. And you might, knowing you'll all probably go different ways, so it's okay. So just imagine the road here that you see on the far left side. It's actually coming up from this. This is all wrong. It's fine. It's coming up from your right.
Rimgroff.
Yeah, Rimgroff Barracks is where you're kind of coming down into at the moment. You're coming down into the barracks currently. Actually, no, I think I did do this right. But the barracks, I described where the barracks are in the wrong way. They are actually up in the mountainside.
Okay.
Yeah, so they are posted up on the mountainside, patrolling above.
In relation to the barracks, where is the skull?
In relation to the barracks, the skull is here at Heaven's Perch. Heaven's Perch is the skull.
Oh, okay.
You see this area here? That is your.
Okay.
That's the skull. The tower then is kind of around this area, and yeah, you're coming in on the west road through the fields.
So what's the plan, guys?
I need to report the barracks I think.
We could ask Lilith just to say she kidnapped us. If they're fine with that. If they're not gonna kill her, I don't want to put her in. It was weird to say not put her in danger. But,
Feel
You're
like
friends with Lilith now.
it's complicated, I guess.
Comes and goes. It's technically your great aunt, so I feel like we have to be nice.
I mean, we're not lying. You have been kidnapped. It's not like it was your choice to go away, was it?
No, of course not. But
It's more I can understand where they may think like you would desert, because like it's been a while since you had been kidnapped.
yeah, just quickly for Gabriel, a question.
Absolutely.
I'm sure he would know, but I personally don't know. But
Yeah.
what are the actual repercussions for going AWOL?
It's typically you're just killed.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's execution. So,
Yeah.
What?
yeah.
That's
Usually-
It's a massive crime.
You're usually just killed. Unless it's specific circumstance, but you're usually killed. Also in front of all the other soldiers. It's made an event of.
It's a public execution.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Surely he'd get like a trial or something, right?
Oh.
No.
Unless I can explain, probably either to someone higher up or the king. I don't think they'll hear me out.
You don't think the king will hear you out?
I mean, if I don't see anyone that's of higher status to me or the king, I don't think they'll hear me out.
Okay, so you'll just be okay. That makes sense.
Is there any way we can avoid everyone?
You can be stealthy.
Okay.
So,
We could park the cart somewhere. We could find a like a hotel and inn. We'll just park the car.
Bless you.
Sorry.
Bless you.
bless you. I know it's cold. I know.
Yeah. We can park the cart somewhere, and if you want, if you know what the higher ups may look like, I could walk around there and see if I can find them.
Well, all higher ups, they will have similar. Let me show you. And he'll kind of move the cloak a little bit, and to show his emblem on his breastplate of the marble horse, and also that he is wearing a blue sash. That is the marker for higher ups.
Okay.
He has a blue sash on his armor. That's what I think, anyway. It might not be legit, but I feel like that would be one of the main markers
Yeah.
to easily see
They have kind of
that
like
he's wearing a blue sash.
Yeah, it's like a variety of hues, I would say, of blues.
Yeah.
And the lighter it gets, the kind of higher up you are. Or actually, no, I would say the more blue it is, and this is probably as blue as it gets almost. The only thing after that is a very dark, rich blue. But anything paler, because it's basically you use more pigment in the robes and more
So the
dyes.
more pigment it has, the richer and more higher up they are.
Yeah.
So if anyone sees the sash that is either a little bit darker or more in hue with mine, then it's the best bet. But I'm a bit stuck as, yes, I could run away, could stay able, but
It would be kind of
at the same time, it's extremely slow. And the fact is that I think we could use the army to our advantage, but I can't do that if I'm considered a criminal. But on the long run, if they do not find my reasoning convincing, they will be placed on public execution.
Who do they... I know that you looked up to Thoros. Is there any...
Yes.
Is there any god or anything I could convince to come down and speak on your behalf?
I think Thoros would be more than enough. He's our main patron in this country.
Thoros doesn't seem like a talkative type, but I can bring him down if I find any fancy people.
I mean,
Just be like-
wouldn't we have to convince Thoros as well? Because he hasn't seen what we have done.
I feel I can ask him. It will take a bit. I'll have to ask him twice, and I feel like that'll be a bit inconvenient for him. He may be busy. Like maybe a one-time.
If it saves me being publicly executed, then
Oh,
really worth a shot.
Gabe, this is a question for you. Would sending work on spirits? Would I?
Spirits.
would
I'm
Quill be able to
pretty
do that?
sure sending has to be on the same plane of existence.
yeah.
Okay, and I would assume they're not on the same existence.
No,
Yes.
they are very much on a different plane entirely.
Okay, I can. Well, Thoros is kind of big, so it'd be kind of weird to just bring him onto this street where there's a bunch of people, and that'd be weird.
One spell that
Kinda.
you might be thinking about is Commune as well. Commune allows you to communicate with
Oh yeah,
the
Oscar
deity.
did commune.
Do I? Core doesn't have commune. I don't
No,
think.
but Oscar
No,
does.
it's like a high religious spell.
Mhm.
I do have commune as a.
I
how's
know
called?
it takes a lot of energy, so
It's
If we work together, what do you think we could? It would work.
Well, I have the feeling that I can communicate with my deity, so it will be Mother Doe, I guess. But also, I need to ask, what is the reason here? First,
Hmm.
what is the reason for?
like, if there's so much danger, can we just, like, go past the city and try to hide away from everyone and just keep going without losing one of ours?
Well,
That would be great.
I will say you have no food supplies currently.
Yeah.
But if you want to
That's why
go
we're here.
and scavenge as well, like and hunt every day, we can do that kind of stuff. But
I think
It's-
it would
Can
be
I
best.
pass Royale
to
to my back, cover it up with a cloth, so it looks like I just have a very bad posture, and we just keep going?
I thought you were gonna say like a baby in a sling. Can you
I
imagine
mean, yes,
that?
you can be my baby if you wish.
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
Hey,
What we could do, because I love the disguise rail, but it's
No,
very
I-
obviously
I
kind
know.
of still you. We could just, like Oscar said, you can just be carried around, and we'll try and get as much done as we can, while we're also, like, if we come across anyone higher up, wonderful, we can have a talk with them. I can bring down a god. We'll see what we can do. But if not, maybe we can just go off, and then hopefully just go straight to the king. Is it your king that we have?
It is. I mean, that would be
Because
longest
I feel like
route.
well, we're already on our way to save Demu, so I feel like once we save Demu, we kind of have some street cred.
Huh.
In a way.
I mean, the only thing is, Groff's army is one of the biggest. They're going to be stationed more or less everywhere. It's going to be like this in most towns. That's the only
I-
thing.
I have an
we
idea.
can keep you hidden for now, and then just.
Well, Oscar,
Oscar,
let's
you
hear
had an idea?
what ideas you have.
I'm not sure if you're gonna be happy about this one, but I have
Well.
polymorph. I can polymorph you into something for an hour.
I.
Oh, the spell has no effect on shape changer? Never mind.
oh, very interesting.
Well,
Well, that was an idea. Sorry.
Thank you. I know I could make the situation much easier by changing, but it's just something I
we
cannot
want you
do,
to
I'm
be
sorry.
comfortable. No. If you don't want to change, we're not going to force you to change. It may be easier, but you'll be upset, and we don't want that.
I just don't know if it would be worth
Hiding.
just explaining myself. Going there and getting it over and done with. I really don't know.
We
It's
can't-
a big risk.
We can't know if the instant they see you, they just fucking behead you there. We can just keep you hidden for now and walk around and see if Like, we'll walk around normally and see if we can find anyone that we can just talk to and see what we can do.
Is there any just a question for Gabe as well,
Yeah.
just for Rael's information. Does he know the process? Say if someone did turn up who was AWOL, does he know the process of how things go down, or is it legit like, oh well, you found execution?
Oh no, they've got to bring you back to Rimgroff. You've got to be like met by the king, and then the king gives that.
Oh, so I have
order.
to see the king anyway.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
okay,
like
so-
if you were to hand yourself in, willingly, without any struggle, they're just going to cuff you and they're going to bring you in, and they're going to treat you still well because you are still like a higher officer. They're not going to let you die or like not feed you or anything like that. And then you will be seen by the king. But if you are struggling or resisting or anything like that, they will use force to bring you in. Very simple.
Okay, so we have to go to Rimgroff anyway. Okay, that's fine. Well, you know what? Let's just go through the town. We'll just get the things that we need, and if I get Spot, then we're having a group trip to Rimgroff.
How
It's the
far
king's
is
final.
How far away is Rimgroff from here? Would you
It's a
say?
while.
It's like
2 months travel.
yeah, it's like 1,500 miles away.
It's a long way away. Rimgroff is deep in the mountains, so it does take a while to traverse.
Yeah, it would be a detour to get to Rimgroff
Yeah,
and go all the way up to Demons, wasn't it?
It's a couple of months travel, and you are going well out of the way.
I have to put my priorities on the line.
I can always bring up the map if needs be, but
Yeah, we can have a little look.
Yes, please.
okay.
This is just what I'm saying is, just go through as normal, and if people see through the disguise, then so be it. I'll just have to deal with it if it arises. It might not happen. I just want to get the supplies and go, more or less. So
Yeah. Okay.
that's
Maybe-
okay.
Maybe see the map, please, Gabe.
Yeah, I'm just setting it up here on the actual stream itself, so viewers can watch it too.
Are you gonna show them the new map?
The new world map.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Oh my god.
All right, let me.
We're hyping up this map so much. I hope you guys on stream enjoy this hype.
Hey.
It's a very good map.
I spent forever on this map.
It's a wonderful
Let's
map.
put.
I have a question, Gabe. Sorry if you don't mind.
Mhm.
Because I do have, as a furball, one of the features that I have is I can cast either detect magic or disguise self
Yeah.
with my trait.
I think.
Would that be only on myself?
I think it's only on yourself, unfortunately.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure,
Okay.
but I might have that wrong. But I know
Yeah.
invisibility is only on yourself, though.
Yeah, okay.
Invisibility you can cast on other people.
As a furball, though, I think it's.
No,
Oh,
that's
it's a
only on
spec-
me.
It's
not,
a
it's just a
furball
spell.
ability, yeah.
Ah, right.
Okay, so can everyone see that okay?
It's loading.
It's loading,
loading.
yeah,
Loading.
but you can see the thing. Okay, cool. So, it's a big file, so it takes a little while. But here we are. Okay, so,
Ooh.
here is Jotunheim. So, you are all currently in Grimwald, which is just over here. Okay. And you can see it's not very long to get to Jarlheim from here. It's about 4 days travel. Each one of these hexagons, is that the right word? Yeah, it's hexagon. Is 4 days of travel. It's about 100 miles. So you're talking about 15 hexagons, which is about 2 months of travel, because you're also going up into the mountains to get to Rimgroff. And Mimmer's Well is just here. So, from where you are now to Mimmer's Well, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hexagons roughly, which is 6 times 4 is 24. 24 miles, which is 24 days, to travel there. But to get to Rimgroff,
About
it's about
half the time.
yeah.
Yeah, it would be a huge detour, basically. So we don't want that to happen.
If you're up for it, you can always go for it too. But yeah, that's to give you a sense. That's roughly what that is. And this is where you've come from. You come all the way, just for your own sake. So you come from Tavenlock. You've come up to Brian's Tower. Oh, no, that's the other group. Down to Orc Hill, and then you went up to the Magnolian Forest, and then you went up to.
Is the dotted line where we traveled?
That is a road that you've been on, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh my god!
It's our snail trail.
But actually, I should add more of a road up here as well to Cold Snap. But yeah, you've gone up to Cold Snap then on to Grimwald. Now you're on Handling as well. So you've travelled a long, long, long way. Yeah. And also, obviously, all the way down from this tower. But yeah, there we are. So I will go back to the other map. So back over here, change windows, back to this map, and for the stream, I'll also go back here. Yeah. Okay. So, you're in Grimwald now. You know the barracks are up on the mountains. They have a patrol up there. Most likely they'll be in the town as well. But yeah, it's up to you where you want to go. If you want, we could take a small break here. For 50 minutes, you can have a think about maybe where you want to go. And we can come back into it.
Okay. All I was going to say was I'd like to press off the armor, just in case.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Because it's very telling.
So it can just retract into that artifact that you have.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, we can take a break.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
Minutes.
Okay. Is 15 minutes enough for you all, or would you like longer?
Yeah, that's
it's
fine
good.
for me.
15's
Okay.
good.
All right. Okay. So it is half
Emma?
past now. So
Is Patema good?
Yeah, no, 15 minutes, fine.
okay. Cool. So we'll come back here about a quarter to, ish.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Lovely.
Okay. See you all in a bit.
See you in a
Bye-bye, people on the screen.
And break video while you do. Okay.
Oscar will look at Ghostly and say, "Frog, horse, frog. Do you wanna frog, horse? Do you wanna go on top of the frog, horse?"
Yeah, are you all right, mate?
Frog! On top, frog!
Do you hit your head?
Oh my god.
I will go next to Madame Sprout and just put my hands on top of the frog. Safe, very safe.
Eternal Oscar right now.
Notice that Bubbles does a thing where the sides of Bubbles' mouth kind of stretch to the sides and curl downwards and you can sense what Bubbles is thinking, really, you think I'm good at this kind of stuff?
I was just gonna look at him and was like, no, but I don't think I'm any better. You really want me to go up to that man and go it's okay, she wasn't much of a loss. See, I can't.
Bubbles kind of points inside their mouth. And just you know what Bubbles is saying the whole time, and Bubbles is just trying to communicate. I can't even talk.
I think that's the benefit.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Ghostly, I think this might be for you.
What's that then?
Go give Brian a hug.
Oh, Brian's upset because Nagacinta's in bits on the floor.
Maybe.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oscar will look at Ghostly and say, "Frog, horse, frog. Do you wanna frog, horse? Do you wanna go on top of the frog, horse?"
Yeah, are you all right, mate?
Frog! On top, frog!
Do you hit your head?
Oh my god.
I will go next to Madame Sprout and just put my hands on top of the frog. Safe, very safe.
Eternal Oscar right now. noticed that Bubbles does a thing where the sides of Bubbles' mouth kind of stretch to the sides and curl downwards and you can sense what Bubbles is thinking really, you think I'm good at this kind of stuff?
I was just gonna look at her. I was like, no, but I don't think I'm any better. You really want me to go up to that man? A girl like, oh, it's okay. She wasn't much of a loss. See, I can't.
Bubbles kind of points inside their mouth, and just you know what Bubbles is saying the whole time, and Bubbles is just trying to communicate I can't even talk.
I think that's the benefit.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Ghostly, I think this might be for you.
What's that then?
Go give Brian a hug.
Oh, Brian's upset because Nagacinta's in bits on the floor.
Maybe.
Let's go, lesbians! Welcome back, lesbians!
Yeah, I feel like welcome back with you.
Welcome back,
Sorry, I
lesbians.
changed up the whole thing.
Welcome, lesbians!
On a whim.
It's been 2 years!
It's been 2 years and now I'm like, it doesn't sound right.
Doesn't
Welcome
work.
back seems
Yeah,
better.
absolutely. Let's do it.
Will my lesbians come back from the war?
Alright, hello everyone.
Raise a lesbian army.
Welcome back. So that's where we left off. For anyone who was missing, the people of Rebellium have arrived in the town of Grimwald. Here there is a barracks set up, a temporary barracks set up of Rimgroff soldiers, which is the army that Rail used to be a part of. They're potentially patrolling around here, and Rail has found a wanted poster saying that he is potentially... people think he's gone AWOL, presumably. So, thinking about what you're going to do and how you're going to go about entering this town, you've decided to actually just go in as you are. If you get caught, you get caught, and that's probably going to serve you better if you are, in fact, if they do think you're gone AWOL. This is going to hopefully aid your situation. If in fact they don't think you're AWOL as well, then they will definitely think you're AWOL if you are hiding. So you're going to just go in as you are and hope for the best and just check out the town while you're here, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Also, Ghostly has returned to the group with a wonderful new companion, Angelica Romero the Sixth, and Ghostly is missing an eye. But I suppose, yeah, we'll hop back in. So, is there anywhere you want to go? Do you want to go into town? Do you want to start asking about where inns might be, or how do you want to go about this? Is there anywhere you're looking out for in particular, or do you want to ask people where to go? I will say, as you are starting to approach things, if you are heading into the town now, I can start describing some things as you do approach it, but at the moment you're still kind of on the top of the hill, just looking down in your wagon, deciding what to do.
I mean, I know we need to get like supplies and stuff, but other than that, I don't know what else people want to do.
Yeah.
Unless they just want to have a look around. Yeah?
Yeah, I wanted to do something.
Okay, so...
What do I want to do?
I wanted to check Morgan's temple.
Morgan's temple, please.
I would like to have one temple visit,
One
please.
whole temple.
One temple visit, thank you. Sure, so we can start heading into town. As you start heading down, there's a few things you start noticing. First of all, the people here. A lot of them are covered in tattoos that have... I can get people to make religious checks for me.
Yes, please.
Okay, go for it. Give me a religious... Yeah, whoever wants to can roll me religion checks. But a lot of them seem quite morbid, in very simple garbs, moving around quite slowly, casually, not really rushing anywhere. But yeah, so what did everyone get on their religion checks there?
I got a 10.
Is it a religion check?
Religion, yes. So you get a 10.
Alright.
Okay.
Got a 12.
12. Good to know.
Let me see. I got a 10 as well. Wait, no, 7, 8, 9. I get 10. Got 10 as well.
10. Okay. So I will say, you notice at one stage, Quill, there is one person who just has a bunch of black feathers going up their neck and over half of their face. And you'd also see then as well on their forearm there's a large raven with then just, instead of a regular head, it's a bird's skull up their arm. And Oscar, you would see around another person's deck, they have like a pair of wooden antlers wrapped around their neck. And Rael, you would start to note that a few people as well, like you definitely would, as the others mentioned this, you definitely cop that these seem to be tattoos all over their bodies that represent their different gods. There's another person who has just like these kind of cracks all over their skin, which you would note to be potentially lightning. And you also know that in Jotunheim, it's very common for people to write on their belongings, on their clothes, a giant. So giant, people believe there's a lot of weight and power in a word, and they typically will use giant as the main language because they think it's the most powerful language in Jotunheim, to mark their belongings and things with words of power. So they might put on their boat, they might put something like buoyant or something like that, so that ship won't sink. Or they might put warmth on their jumper. They might sew it into the jumper itself, so they believe it will keep them warmer. But here is like another step forward, and this is more in a more religious direction, where they're literally putting symbols of their gods all over their skin. And you would notice as well, Oscar, as you're helping with this, some of them as well just have words of their gods related to their gods written on their skin in giant. Because you do speak giant, you would notice that.
Yes.
You would notice things like Raven Queen, or you would notice things like lightning, or life written on them. So a lot of the folk here seem to be heavily tattooed. Primarily it's black ink, but there are some other people who seem to be in nobler gear, who aren't just in furs. They're in very beautiful silk kimonos, which are, you can see in the inside is lined with very fine furs. A lot of the people here as well seem to be the majority seem to be dwarves and blood elves. So these blood elves, along with the tattoos all over their body, they also have red runes all over their face, and kind of a reddish hue to their skin. And you would also see then a couple of mantis folk and kitsune as well walking around. Kitsune being these fox-like people, and mantis folk being literally walking around like they are just like prey mantis humanoids. And the majority of these are in the finer clothes. They seem to be the well-off groups, these mantis people and kitsune. But then there's other people, like there's Goliaths and there's halflings. You see these kind of, occasionally you'll see a tiefling with kind of bluish skin and icicle-like horns. And a couple of individuals who kind of you think for a second might be Goliaths, but then you see kind of like crystals, blue crystals coming out from their skin in places. And they have like an icy hue to their skin. There's a large mix of different individuals here, but all seem to be more or less simply dressed, bar a few of the nobles moving around here. And
Can I ask?
Can you what, sorry?
Can I ask you something real quick?
Yeah.
From the people that I've seen that have tattoos, do the tattoos appear only on like the skin-like characters, or there's like characters with fur or like other skin types that have tattoos as well?
Yeah, you would see that they're in like the kitsunes anyway. They have a lot of them have either kind of a white coat. Most of them have white coats, but some of them have kind of reddish hues. And amongst the fur, it's like the patterns of the fur have changed, and they're like embedded with giant writing, these kind of big runes all over their face and down their necks or their arms. The mantis folk as well, who have like an exoskeleton, do seem to have tattoos amongst kind of skeletal figures. So it doesn't seem to matter what kind of flesh or fur or whatever they have covering their bodies. These tattoos, as well, you get the sense they're somewhat magical, the process of putting them on.
Okay, I'm looking respectfully. Oh my god.
Is Oscar gonna get a tattoo?
Oh, that would be so cool. You have no idea. I would love that.
A few places then that you see signs for as well. You see pointing to Heaven's Perch. You see a lot of kind of signs with a pilgrim symbol of sorts, which seems to be a raven's feather and raven's feathers around a bolt of black lightning, and then silhouetted is like some sort of white bird coming down through the black lightning. Kind of very simple geometric shapes. Kind of two feathers either side, big black lightning bolt coming down, bird at the bottom. And that seems to be painted on a lot of the signs that all seem to point towards an area called God's Grave. And there's also a few shops that you pass by here as well. You pass by one stonemason called Cold Cut, another what seems to be a pottery shop called Killin' Me, and a couple of inns then you pass as well. One quite close to the entrance, very grand and beautiful, dark red wood, low roofs, but then kind of loads of other buildings stacked on top of that large base of building, and loads of gold accents all over it. It's called the Gold Prince Inn. So it's very fancy, very elaborate, very luxurious, and a lot of the kitsune and mantis folk seem to be going in here along with some other kind of well-off individuals. And then as you continue down along, you eventually see this very dark wood building, quite long, stacked up again in quite a few layers, stacked up on top of each other. But it looks run down, not painted with anything, just the bare wood that seems to be slightly petrified or something like that. It has like a sheen to it. And this is called the Black Lamb Inn. And a couple of signs as well do point to an area called Ravenings, spelled R-A-V, apostrophe N. All right, yeah. So Ravenings, where you see a lot of people coming away from, kind of rubbing their arms and looking at their new tattoos.
Oh, that's so cool. Wow.
So what's the plan, guys? Where do we want to go first?
There are a few general shops as well, general stores around the place too, if you want to go anywhere like that.
Let's I won't say split up, but let's just go shop by shop, see what we need. Yeah?
Sounds good. Yeah.
And I see you eyeing that tattoo parlor, Oscar. We can go there in a bit.
Just to inquire,
It's
that would
okay.
be nice.
I have the money if you want to get one.
Ooh! His tail just starts wiggling.
Yeah, we'll just go shop by shop. We'll just try and find a simple all-in-one market, maybe.
Okay.
Just to save us time if there is one of those.
Sure. You're going to look around, kind of taking your time. You eventually will find one. I'm just going to find it up here. Where's it gone? I had a thingy for this. Bear with me. Tools. to have disappeared. Ah, here it is. Wait. Yes. Okay. So we'll go to there's a thrift shop in town, which seems to just have kind of basic kind of clothes if you want to get some cheap clothes there. But then if you go to general shop, there you go. So so there is one place here called Bloodletting, that seems to, they don't take gold, but they take different types of blood. And there is another general shop called, which is simply called Bradley's, which seems to be the kind of the place to get your kind of general goods.
We can go Bradley's, shall we?
Yeah, we need dinner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's yeah, you get some food in there, or you can try to find a tavern as well if you want to sit in a tavern and get some food.
If we're trying to stay undetected for a little bit, I don't think we should go to a tavern. There is stuff that we have to do before you, Real, get caught.
I mean, if
But you don't want to get caught with your stomach empty.
Yeah.
is a very good point. I mean, if you guys are fine with that, I don't mind going into a tavern, but if I do get caught, then I doubt that you guys will be to the barracks with me.
Well, if you go on ahead, we can come after you.
know.
But, like, it would still be nice to go all as one. So let's just try and get everything we need before we walk you to wherever you need to go. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get some food.
Let's go. Is it Bradley's that is like a...
Bradley's is like a general store. If you want, I can just say if there's a list of things that you want in particular, we can just do that very quickly.
Okay.
And,
There's probably, we would need dry meat. If we want any perishables, so like dried fruits, if that's available.
yeah.
Maybe... That's all I can think of with food. that
Yeah,
I
so it's
want to
mainly
put on.
if you want some kind of just nice food, not kind of like nasty food or anything like that, you can just tell me, like for you're basically like a modest meal per day. How many days of food do you want to get nice food for?
So we need to have 14 days and 2 months worth of food.
14 days and 2 months. Okay.
Can we carry all of that though? Like
You can put it in the wagon if you want. Let me get just get a little calculator up here.
oh god.
All right. So 14 days, 2 months is 30, but 30. So let's say that's 60. That's 74 days of food. And we'll say because you're getting such a large amount, let's say I'll put it around, if you want that kind of nicer stuff, it'll be a little more, so we'll put it down for 3 silver. Okay. So, that would be 22 gold. 22 gold and 2 silver. Oh, wait.
So much.
Actually, no, wait. I gotta multiply it by the amount of people in your party.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I forgot to carry the one. So how many people do you have? There's one. The skeleton doesn't need. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus Wisteria.
Quill can have half of the food if that makes it easier, because she doesn't need to eat from human food. She can just eat energy.
Well, it'll be about 150 gold.
Oh, that's fine. That's doable.
Worth of supplies. If you want to start loading that into the wagon, he can start.
Yeah.
Bradley can just start coming. He's an ice ganassi. You can see he's got just a big chunk of kind of like ice coming out the side of his head. He's also got it coming out of his shoulders and like his chest is all open, and you can see like loads of frost laid across the whole thing. He's got quite a pale blue skin, big frosty beard on him, and he's just like, right, okay, we got that many pounds of dried meat. We've got a few bits of dried fruit, a lot of potatoes we can chuck in. Got a few bags of flour, some grains, some beans and rice, all that kind of stuff. We'll just chuck it all in. He's just loading it into the bag and adding some spices as well along with it, just to make your food a little nicer. Because
Cole
you're
has
spending a lot
her
of money.
book open and is making a list of the inventory of food now.
Yeah.
Just like if she had to wear glasses, she'd be wearing glasses. At this very moment, so like,
He's there lugging the big loads into the wagon with the others, and you're there counting it all as he measures it all out, weighs it all out. It's like your thing. The wagon is absolutely packed now. He does now start throwing in as well some barrels of grog, which is typically used for sailing, but in this case as well, it helps because it's a bit of alcohol mixed with water and some other kind of fruit and lime and all that kind of stuff, and it's also slightly enhanced with some other magical items. So basically, this liquid won't freeze in really cold temperatures. You'll always have some drink on you, so you can stay hydrated. Yeah, throws in a few barrels of that. And yeah, you're good to go. I have a special brew there. Bradley's brew, Bradley's grog. That's mine signature right there.
Thank you so much, Bradley. And she's gonna go through her bag and try and she's gonna put it in another bag to make it easier for him and just hand him the. Is it 150?
150. We'll just call it 150. So yeah, you do me a fine favour there. Thank you. Wow, just
no worries.
Lovely if travel's coming through. Where are you off to then? You looking for a bite to eat or something to settle for the day?
We're just, I think, bite to eat right now, and then we're gonna have a little look at the temples. A few of us wanted to just commune
Absolutely.
a bit.
I'm sure you're here to see the god's grave.
What is the god's grave, may I ask?
Oh, jeez, you're here and you don't even know the god. The god's grave. It's a giant fucking hole in the ground, and you know, some say it's where Thoros died. He fell so far from heaven, he fell into the ground, left a massive hole here, and that's his head there on top of the hill.
Oh, okay.
Other people say that actually it was the Morrigan that took a giant chunk out of the earth during the War of the Gods bazillions of years ago. But what I do know is that it sucks all the fucking life out of anyone who's close enough to it. You can't hear a word, not a single scream coming from that place if you're close enough. And if you want to see it on a smaller scale, the Black Lamb Inn takes pride in the few cracks that run through it that lead down to the god's grave. You don't have to pay if you're on a budget there. If you're more of a pilgrim coming in and out, they're happy to take you. You just have to throw something away down the hole to kind of let go and let things die, all that kind of shite. But you look like you're wealthy, so you might want to be hidden to the Gold Prince. I don't check it out myself. It's just a bunch of wealthy sods in there, but it looks like it's a fun time.
Keep that in mind. Thank you, Bradley.
No problem. Kind of just rolls up his sleeves, and you can see as well he's got these kind of icy blue tattoos all around his wrists. What looks like kind of just storm clouds.
Bradley, before you go, I know you have probably stuff to do. My friend was wants to inquire about the tattoos. I saw is it the ink, the Raven ink around the corner?
Raven ink.
Is that the only place?
That's the only place you'd want to go if you're looking for a good, decent job. But if you want to get something a little more shady and a little more shaky and more budget friendly, but you don't really care how it's going to look or turn out, you can always go to a few of the underground joints around town.
Okay.
Just on the outskirts.
Did you get yours done with Raven ink?
I went to Raven Ink.
Okay.
I wanted to get it done proper, you know, from respecting my god.
Yeah, it looks really nice, so it makes sense.
Thank you.
What kind of price would you say it would be to get one done?
Depends what you want. Do you want something simple, just like a basic tattoo? Depends how much of your body it's going to take up. But
If it's on fur, would it matter?
I know there's like a minor charge for different textures, but usually they're trying to be more inclusive as the years go on. So I don't think there's that much of a charge. It is a little more difficult. It takes a little longer, but
Could like shave the area.
no, they can do it straight over the fur, no problem. I know anything between a gold to 100 gold, but if you want something a little more special, which a lot of kind of travelers come in here, they want something a little more magical. I know there's a couple of people going out to do. I know a few the bastards at the barracks. They got coin to spare, and they want some kind of, you know, some practical use to their tattoos. You know, some people, they want their tattoos to have meanings, but these guys take it to another level. They want to actually use the tattoos. You know, they want it to enhance their power.
Tattoos?
Yeah. So, I hear if you've got enough coin and you go to them with the gemstones that you want, they'll tell you which gemstones to get if you want something magical, but they can give you magical tattoos that move across your body, things that can shoot lightning from your arm. You can enhance different kinds of spells into your tattoos. They can get tattoos that will completely ward off the cold. And I mean, some of these tattoos, they give you that kind of feeling like you're like, the cold's not that bad. But this, absolutely, you can go swimming in the fucking frozen lakes and you'll keep your legs on you after hours of swimming around. You won't have a single touch of frostbite.
That is
so cool.
informative. Don't mind. We'll get you a tattoo, Oscar. Don't worry. Thank you, Bradley.
No problem.
We'll be off. Have a good day.
Alright. No problem. That's the last of it. He lugs the last bag of rice into the back. Alright. Best luck to you all.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Awkwardly wave. Bye.
Oh.
Can I do something? Can we go to Morgan's temple, please, if you'd be so kind?
Yeah, so the Morgan's Temple is up at Heaven's Perch. So that is kind of up way on top of the hill. There's large gates and stuff surrounding it, but you can definitely try to attempt to get in if you'd like.
I would very much like that. Rao?
Anyone else going with you? Yeah.
You okay with that?
With you going to Heaven's Perch?
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
I can
Okay.
go alone if other people want to do other stuff. I'm literally just gonna go check on the temple. I'm not gonna do anything silly.
You can see as well, up there at Heaven's Perch, there are a few guards patrolling, who do seem to be wearing kind of blue garb, like kind of blue cloths and heavy armor.
If we... Just eyeing Ray out. Do you want to get caught now? Do you want to get caught now or later?
Look, they're gonna find me at some point. I really don't mind putting this by myself.
Well, if we can't come with you, but and we know where you're going to be when they take you, we can just come meet you there.
Yeah.
Do you, I can send sending every so often to see if your trial is coming up before, and we'll try and speed it.
I mean, the trial won't happen until I go to Rimgroff anyway, so it's
it'll take you
not
2
going to be
months.
that quick.
Oh my god.
I will have to see the king. He makes the final decision on whether he finds my reasoning to be worthy or not. So, if I
Okay.
stay as I am, and if I don't basically resist arrest, then it's definitely in my favor.
Do you want someone to come with you? If they can? Can Shahil come with you?
I'm sure Shahil,
Absolutely,
knowing Shahil, he
100%.
wouldn't want to leave him by himself. He would get really pissed if Rael went by himself, so
Oh, yeah.
I think it's more a given that Shahil would go with him.
So given that we have protective boyfriend going on.
Yeah.
I don't
Yes.
because I'm technically royalty myself. I wonder if my word would have any influence on what is happening.
I mean, it might do. It might do. I
Well-
really don't know.
Yeah, we're not saying we're going to let Real go off and go to their fate. It's just more of we have stuff we need to get done. It will be quicker on Real just to go to Grimgroff's barracks, get caught. They'll probably keep him there for the day, and then take him off, and then we can
We
continue.
can't
to get
go
the stuff
to
we need.
Rael's execution. We got to get size for new shoes.
Yeah, exactly. We got stuff we need to do as well. Unfortunately, Real.
It's fine. I mean, if you guys want to get supplies and stuff,
We are not leaving you behind. This
Shahil is going
is
with him.
so messed up. What does that mean?
Shahil can go with him, and they can go together. We'll literally just be a day behind him.
I
Oscar,
cannot
you
believe
don't need
we
to
are
worry.
just going shopping while one of our best friends,
Oscar.
our family, is getting executed.
He's not
don't
gonna
have
get
enough.
executed.
I'm not gonna get executed.
We wouldn't be this calm if he was going to get executed. We would have just left this place. But he is right. He has more sway, to an extent, on the king. They have respect for each other. If he explains to him what happened, we'll have, if all goes well, the army on our side. Would you not prefer that we can then evade the person who's trying to kill Wisteria a lot better if we have the army on our side?
Oh, I just remembered about the army down the cloister. I take off a bag, like a paper bag from my pocket, and I just start breathing inside of it.
I see.
Look, listen.
So this is what's happening. Okay. Go.
Listen,
Yeah.
Oscar, it's going to be fine. Okay, this is first time in my career that something like this has happened. Oscar, it's okay.
It's okay. Take a deep breath. Take a
fine.
deep breath.
We'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Okay, trust me. Be okay.
We'll be a day behind, if not a couple of hours.
I look at Royale dead serious, and I do pinky promise.
I'll do a pinky promise. My pinky is like a fifth of the size of yours.
Baby.
I will do it. I promise. It'll be fine. They'll probably keep me here for the rest of the day. It'll be okay. I'll just be sitting.
Sitting around here.
Just sitting. Sitting. It's fine. They're not gonna do anything absolutely sacrilegious to me. Don't worry, okay? Not gonna treat me like
I
shit.
trust you in this.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. So you're all heading up to the front gates of this place.
Yeah.
All right.
I guess so.
Okie dokie. Alright. So, as you do.
Give me 1 second. The wind is very loud in it.
A thunderstorm is brewing.
Ooh, spicy. So, as you do start to make your way up the kind of pathway, winding past a massive, like 30-foot statue of Thoros that casts its shadow all over the place, casts its shadow over the inn itself, the Black Lamb Inn. You start to wind your way up, and then eventually find your way to these gates, these very, very, very high gates that go up 40, 50 feet, now leaving only the horns of the skull visible, those two towers, massive iron gates in front of them. And standing around there are several guards. Amongst them then is a half-elf man, big fur collar, big fur cape that kind of comes up like a collar around his neck. And you can see he's in very dark, rich blues. Your cape has faded and worn a little bit with the weather and stuff like this, but this cape is rather new, and you imagine that this is pretty much what your cape looked like, and your kind of your piece of fabric looked like before all the weathering and the traveling and the going through mud and snow and blood and ooze and all the shit that you've had thrown at you. This is what it used to look like. He's got a beautiful blue, unscathed, untouched robes, but with a few flicks of dirt across it. This half-elf man immediately, his hairless brow raises. He's just catches and locks eyes with you and says, "Good God! Is that real? Real? Is that you?" Immediately, guards are like drawing their swords and pointing at you. A few people grab crossbows, pointing in your direction. It's like, what the devil is going on?
I will just signal for the rest of my team or to stay like away, like well away, and he'll just kind of a little bit forward with his hands up. Also, I mean, this is just him doing procedure, so he'll put his hands up and he'll slowly go on one knee, then the other, and put his hands behind his head to show that he's not going to draw anything or do anything or move away quickly at all. Sorry, what was this fellow's name?
He hasn't said, but you can give me a history check if you want.
Said. Oh, a history?
Yeah.
Sick. Okay. History. That is a 15.
You do vaguely remember this guy. He wasn't kind of in your patrol necessarily. There was like another group. He wasn't the leader of it, but he was making his way up the ranks. He was pretty high up, just below the kind of leader, kind of like second in command from like the main leader. You do remember him vaguely. Tolly is his first name. Tolly or Tolly. Toli. Tolly. Tolly Brigane.
Gain. Okay.
Tolly Brigane.
One sec. Let me just quickly write that down. So he's a general as well.
He seems to be now. He wasn't a general last
Seems
time
to be.
you met him. Yeah.
Okay. One sec. General.
General Tolly.
Tolly Brigade. Yeah, he'll just be there looking up at him like, a long time, Tolly. Congratulations on the promotion.
You see a small smirk comes across his face and he makes your way over to you, kind of just tightening his gloves as he makes his way over, gesturing his hand up to kind of have his guards lower the weapon slightly, and he comes over to meet you and leans in just a little closer so that his men can't quite hear him, and he just has a little smile across his face. He's like, "Big fan. Absolutely. What the devil have you been up to? Everyone's worried that the search parties went on for months."
Search party?
Yes. There's been patrols sent all over Jotunheim. Only the last few weeks we disbanded them.
I appreciate the patrols. Really, I do. I didn't mean for any of this to happen. It's honestly an incredibly long story.
I see. Well, I suppose as I thought, I'm afraid I do have to ask you to remove your weapons and come with us. I'm incredibly sorry, but you have a lot to answer for.
I realize, I understand you are just doing your job, so it's no problem.
Right.
I will take off my weapons. I'll leave them on the ground beside me, and if I may, the comrades behind me, if they can their belongings, that would be greatly appreciated.
Give me a...
You can explain a little bit easier.
Give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion.
Can I help? In any way?
If you want to say something, depending on what you say, it could change this to an advantage or a disadvantage.
Can I just send a little bit of inspiration to Rhea?
Sure.
A little bit of bardic
Yeah,
inspiration.
you can give a bit of bardic inspiration.
So is that a D4?
Wait, that is now.
D6 or D8?
I think it's a D8 now. Yes, it's
I
a
think it is,
D8.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. And okay, that really helped me a lot, actually.
You're welcome.
So one sec, let me do a little bit of maths. That's a 23.
So this band of yours, band of merrimen, they've been your escorts, I am to assume. Not your
We have
captors,
been
not
much
your...
more than that. No, not at all. We actually all ended up in the same situation, and they have kept me alive and well this whole time.
I'm afraid
Done nothing but good.
we cannot be leaving the moral go, but you seem to be forthright, and there is nothing negative on your record. You're actually quite an idol amongst the other folk here. We will, however, have to take someone along for questioning. I'll leave you decide who can go with you. Immediately, she heals, like, pushing past everyone. He's like...
Oh yeah, he's not giving him a chance. He's like,
Excuse me.
Yeah.
He just goes up, like, chest out front, push out, like, hands forward. He'll be cuffed.
Oh god. Well, that sells it. This should help. He is my main partner
Right.
in this whole ordeal.
Trihiro. He kind of looks you up and down. Interesting name. Right.
Sir, real quick before you go off.
It's really
Is it
handcuffed
okay
and
if we follow a little bit later? We don't really want to leave them behind, but we have a couple of things we still have to do.
If you're interested in coming along, I'm afraid you'll have to be escorted along with these others. Otherwise, you're free to go. But if we are to see you again, you'll be shot on sight.
Is that a joke or?
Oh no, please.
You're free to come along as well as temporary hostages. If this
Can you
interests you.
give us like a couple of hours before you take them off, and we can come with you then? It's just I have to talk to Morgan real quick.
No.
Please.
No.
Can I do the
Immediately,
puppy
some
eyes?
soldiers are kind of lifting both your sword and your shield rail, but also your sword of demo. They're taking it off.
Fuck me. Okay.
I surrender!
Oscar, no,
Oscar.
guys, please.
Right. We got cuffs for the big one. The guys are looking at each other like, they kind of start bringing out a chain, and they start to now wrap a chain around you and lock it in place with some of the handcuffs.
This isn't how it should have.
You're very noble to not resist arrest. I appreciate it. Anyone who wishes is free to go, but if you want to stick around, we ought to see you again. There will be trouble. Thank you, Riel, for cooperating.
Can I come as well, but can I not have chains on me?
Yes, we can give you some cuffs. They immediately bring out some cuffs.
No, but can I'll just promise to be good?
No.
You can put chains on Angelica, she won't mind.
Oh, good heavens, no. Kirsty.
Now come along, Angelica, we can't leave him behind.
Give
We've got to follow Rael to his party.
me a persuasion check.
A persuasion check.
Yeah. Grog going on is like, I would like some James, please. Gives his arm.
Persuasion. I got a 9.
9. So you're gonna roll. Just goes me. I'd follow you anywhere. But why this when he's giving us the option to walk away?
Well, because we can't leave Rael on his own.
I'm sure we can.
These guys, it's fine.
He's even asking us to go away.
Rael, I can call him now if it makes it easier, but we need to go speak to Morgan, and then I can come right back.
Go, please, because you're making the situation that you're in. I don't want that. You guys are making the situation a lot worse than it has to be right now.
Grog's having his weapons removed, the trident taken off him. Shihil is having all the knives removed from his person. Oscar, that you'll search you and remove all of your weapons. Just take note that you have no weapons at the moment. Take your staff. It takes a few men to take your staff. It's massive.
No, my stuff. No.
Gostar, Trusty Rusty is being taken away as they are coming now over to you with some shackles.
So, what kind of procedure will happen?
You'll be taken to Rimgroff and questioned as to what exactly happened several months back, what connections you have to Rael. If you have been plotting anything, we'll be questioning you, and if you are cooperative, it will go well and you can go along. If you do not give us the answers you seek, we may have to look to other methods of extracting information as to what exactly has happened here. We'll be escorting you, we'll be putting you in an armored wagon where you'll be taken to Grimdark. It'll take a couple of months. You'll be given ample time for exercise and walking around. You'll be given meals, but other than that, you will not be leaving the wagon. You will be guarded, escorted around the clock, as this was a call to everyone in Jotunheim. Only up to a few weeks ago, we were looking for General Rael.
As everyone from my team has now come with you willingly, we do have a bunch of supplies on a wagon. Is it okay? I know you said if you see me again, you'll kill me, which not happened before at all. But can I just bring it with us after?
Let us know where this wagon is, and we can bring it with us. We will feed you your own food, if you would prefer to be eating that food as opposed to our own.
Okay, you guys go on ahead. I'll come after if I can.
Someone go, Quill. Please.
I can take. What's her name?
Yes, I should probably go with Quill Ghostly.
Yeah, I'll go with Angelica.
She kind of leans into you,
go
Ghostly,
ahead.
and she's like, "Don't worry, I'll get you out of this. Trust me."
Ghostly just looks kind of miserable with the cuffs on her arms.
Bella's just still knelt on the floor, and he just looks absolutely bewildered. This is not how he wanted things to happen. He didn't want the others to be arrested with him. He's panicking.
Yeah.
It's fine. I can come. I can see if I can come to you guys later. I have a white eyewitness I can bring if need be. I can just bring him out.
He turns to the other soldiers and he says, "If you are to see this goblin or skeleton, you have my orders to shoot them on sight. Please spread the word to the other soldiers." And he kind of sends a few guards off.
I will need to go into the Morgan's temple. Can I do that? Or you will see me again because I need to exit.
There's one way in, there's one way out.
Is that fine?
It's your funeral.
Will I get shot if I come out the temple?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll take it. It's fine, Rael. I can come along later. I can bring him out if need be. It's fine.
You have thousands of soldiers with your name inside their minds with the cue to shoot you if they see you. How is that fine?
I've been shot before. It's okay. It's fine.
He's just shaking his head. He's just looking at the floor like, no, this has gone to shit.
I don't want disappointed dad on me now.
He's disappointed, Dad.
No.
No! Sorry.
It's fine. Go. Or stay. I'll go. Fuck it.
Right.
She's gonna go to the temple.
Yeah, you start heading through the gates. They kind of open up, massive, thick iron gates, and you head in, and they eventually close behind you, and you see your friends disappear from sight. Well, shit, darling. What's your plan? I assume
That wasn't the best laid out plan at all. It was just meant to be Rael and Shahil, but Oscar panicked and then everyone else joined. I really need to talk to Morgan.
You seem to be the one. Whatever. Who am I to judge? Right, let's go.
Okay, thank you. Let's go.
Alright, so you head on in towards a massive skull, the giant jaws opened up in front of you. The rest of you are all now escorted through the town. About a dozen guards initially go with you, and more guards start to gather around you as you start to make your way through the town. Other people start to see what's happening here, start muttering between themselves. Some people look at you scared, other people look at you with recognition as they start to pull out, like, from their pockets, like, heavily folded old pieces of paper and see your face and recognize that they're kind of cursing then, like that they didn't find you. And yeah, you were all escorted to the outskirts of town, to the camp, to the barracks that have been set up here. And with that, you start to see as well, up here in the rocky kind of cliffs, a lot of, as you're kind of closer, you get a better look at exactly what's going on. You can see a lot of men here are injured. A lot of them are in different wards, being patched up, and there is a lot of dead bodies around the place that are being buried in the rocks. People are building there's like loads of piles of rocks all over. Others are being shipped out towards the Heavens Keep, where you just came from. They're all kind of coming on wagons, passing you along the way. But along with that, you start to see other dead bodies that have heavily rotted. Like, these bodies have been dead for a very, very long time. And they are all thrown across the rocks here too. And as you take note of them, and you can, the stench here is horrendous as well, from rotten flesh. General Tully kind of brings up a handkerchief over his face and he's like, hideous events last night. A bunch of undead came crawling from the depths of the god's grave. We had to fend them off throughout the night. As you can imagine, my men are not in the best of moods, but it was good of you to have come with us peacefully. It was appreciated. We don't want any more violence. We've had too much. Barely gotten a wink of sleep, and you can see as well on his eyes, he's got like heavy bags. A lot of the people here look really defeated. You feel like the people out at the front gates where you were probably the people who weren't in the battle last night, who got off lightly. But yeah, you were escorted through here, and then all shackled to different posts. They start to hammer posts into the ground, chain you up, cuff you to the posts, and you're left around a fire so you can keep warm, but you're all cuffed there. A bunch of guards all sit around you, sit with you. He says, we'll be leaving in a couple of days, hopefully as soon as we can, but we have a lot of casualties to... There's a lot to be done here, but just make yourselves comfortable. You may be here for a little longer than you wanted. A lot of the soldiers here were expecting to be regrouping with another patrol over in Jarlheim. And as soon as they arrive, they have been about a couple of weeks late. But if they don't arrive in the next couple of days, I will be going with you with a small band of soldiers up north. But for now, yes, make yourselves comfortable. And thank you again for your cooperation. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll try to make this as comfortable for you as possible. Rail. You notice he stops himself from adding the general part to your name.
Oh.
And he,
bastard move.
looks a little sad, but he goes off. And a few of the other kind of guards come around, making themselves comfortable, kind of shoulder to shoulder with you all, looking at you all, eyeing you all up. All looking very tired and very defeated. Is there anything anyone would like to do here, or not really?
Oh, sorry, just to get the story again with the battle, It was because a bunch of undead came into the city?
Yeah, it seems to be. And they seem to be clearing away a lot of those undead bodies. But yeah, they seem to have had some sort of scrap last night with hundreds of undead.
I guess Rail's just kind of sitting quietly. I guess they can sit down. Just kind of looking at the piles of, and also the smell is not good at all. Kind of shaking his head like, I did not miss this bit.
It's worse than you remember. Like, the smell of piss and blood is common enough, but there's the stench of rot as well amongst it all. Yeah. It's just absolutely vile. Yeah. A few of the guards just kind of sit there, don't say anything, and just keep watch over you all for the time being.
Do I guess they're from like a completely different squadron, but do I recognize anyone, or is it just general soldiers that have just been here and that's it?
Give me an insight check.
Insight, okay.
Or perception, if you prefer.
I'll do insight. That's a 14.
14. You kind of start looking around. A few of the ones around you at the moment seem to be kind of fresh. A little wet behind the ears. Some of them are quite young, but already have fresh scars all over their faces. But looking around, you do start to see some familiar gaits from people. You see some glimpses of some familiar faces. It's been a long time, and you did used to know a lot of these people by name, but you'd say the majority of these people used to be a part of your group, and you start to slowly realize that this guy, Tolly, has more than likely taken over from where you left off. And this is, along with a bunch of new recruits, this is pretty much your band.
I guess I'm just kind of sitting, looking around, staying pretty quiet, but I guess kind of lock eyes or just click eyes with a few of the soldiers there. I don't know how they're reacting to me being chained up to a post, but
yeah, there's a mix of different looks. Like some kind of like are a bit surprised for a second and then kind of go back to the business. Few just kind of try not to like give any indication that they're they're kind of allied to you or anything like that, but they do give you kind of like respectful nods and nods of recognition. And you know as well, that's kind of the mannerisms here. Like a lot of people aren't very like open, friendly, and big and smiley, but you know there's a lot of weight to the nod that they give you. Other people as well kind of look at you a little sad. There's a little bit of pity mixed into some of them too, and confusion as well. That's the majority of them. Is there? A lot of them are confused, and some are feeling like looking like they're a little betrayed.
Oh no, that's making me sad. And my babies! Train them!
There's not as many as you remember though, and part of you kind of worries like if a lot of them have been lost quite recently as well.
Quite sad. Okay. No, that's it. There's not much I can do, so...
Right. Oscar Ghostly, is there anything you want to be doing?
No, she's probably acting pretty like reserved.
Yeah.
She's probably just kind of because she doesn't like the shackles.
Yeah. Absolutely. You see as well, even like by the you look down at the shackles as well, and like instinctively, your body wants to break free, and you can see little cracks of red electricity and arcane energy just kind of flickering around your hands, like subconsciously your body is trying to get away, but it doesn't really know how to control this power, but a part of it wants to try to get away. Oscar?
There's not much I can do, really.
Yeah, that's right.
Just waiting. I guess just looking around if there's anyone approaching us and just keeping an eye, really.
Yeah, a lot of people try to keep their distance as well. Yeah. Okay. Right, so we make our way back to Heaven's Perch. So, let's see.
Hello.
Team dead people.
The dead gang.
The dead gang. Let me see here. It's not quite. I don't quite have a map, but this is for something else. But I thought it might work for now. I do have a lot of maps for a lot of other places, but I don't have it for this place. But this will serve for now. What we need. Okay. So, Quill.
Jesus.
and Angelica.
Dead gang. Dead gang.
Alright. Okay. So, you make your way down the kind of dirty, muddy, cobbled street, cobbled pathway. A lot of snow hasn't gotten in here because the walls are so high, and the kind of space between the skull and the walls isn't very great. There's a bit of snow here and there. A lot of footfall comes through here, and there's a bunch of guards looking at you as they make your way in. This skull is divided into, like, there's the big jaws that open up, and which you quickly go under, and you're now under the shelter of these jaws, and the pathways all lit with green flames start to light the interior of the skull. There's a large stone wall inside this skull, and then to the left and the right there are two very large circular doors, one made out of a dark petrified wood, and on the other side is a kind of blue steel door. You can see individuals coming out from the petrified doors are adorned with black feathers and wear very dark clothes. Some of them have painted their face with kind of like a white chalky dust. and where the kind of wrinkles on their face have kind of left like this weird shadowy these kind of shadowy accents which kind of make their face look like a skull essentially, and you can reckon that is probably where the Morgan's temple is. So
We will make her way that way.
So you kind of make your way through, and as soon as you get in through the doors, you're now inside this bone tunnel. It's completely kind of white and yellow, and there are a few more of these green torches lighting the way, and you follow up some dark wooden steps, and eventually come up to another set of doors. Again, same black petrified wood. Make your way in, and you come to the interior of this, the base of this tower, where there is a lot of stained glass inside here towards the base. A lot of spiral staircases going up into another layer. The roof above here is just kind of pitch black. And then whatever stone or material that's made out of it catches the light in strange ways so that it kind of flickers like little bits of white light, kind of like a starry sky above your head. A lot of incense fills the room. Kind of smells of like smoky rosemary fill the room, along with kind of very, very strong odors. There's a slight sulphury tint here as well. It's not very pleasant in this space. It's very gloomy, very dark, and the stained glass windows are purples and blacks and blues, very dark colors, and not much light comes in here either. It's cold, and as you get in here, a lot of the pews are made out of black stone, similar to the ceiling. Black wooden floorboards, and at the very end there is a large circular window that has an image of the Morgan, some strange bird-like figure with a porcelain white face looming over everything, and around it are other kind of ravens, some taking humanoid shapes, a lot of skeletons and bones and dead things, kind of very horrific to look at, are all around the piece. But you come in here, a lot of people are very quiet, very tame, and you can see there are big holes to the kind of in. I'll actually put them in here. To the left and right of this area, there are these large black pits, and people are walking to these pits and just dropping things in. Some of them are dropping bodies in, some of them are dropping like pets down there, which seem to be dead, or bones or urns. They just drop them into this void, and it's incredibly silent here. Even though the stone, the floorboards are clearly probably creaky and things like that, very little noise comes from them. And a lot of people silently drift around this very eerie setting. At the top as well, there's a dark elf, adorned with kind of bones, black feathers, and other kind of things like dark woods all around its body. Is currently got a lamb, a black lamb, at the top of the altar, and it's just slicing through it. The lamb is still alive, but not making a single sound as he cuts through it, and blood is trickling down the steps. There's also another priest of sorts in kind of purple robes, a black feathery collar. He seems to be a black dragonborn, and he seems to be aiding with holding down this lamb. Others are coming around this dark liquid that circles the place, and they're dipping cups in and just taking a sip, and this is where the blood is draining into. What would you like to do?
Is there like a statue of the Morgan anywhere?
There's
Or like a depiction of her?
give me a perception check.
Yeah. Perception. 19.
19. There's no physical representation of her bar the stained glass, but you do see over by the black pools where people are queuing up to go to. There are these skulls adorned on the walls, and this kind of black darkish liquid is dripping from the eye sockets and the nose and the mouth and every kind of hole on the skull and pouring steadily into the dark liquid that people are drinking from. And you would know as well that no one really knows what the Morgan looks like. They are death, so anything that represents death is usually a symbol for her that's prayed to.
As a dead person, that's funny. She will. May I know what Angelica's doing? Does she look like she wants to do anything, or is she just
hesitantly kind of coming in with you? But as you are kind of coming into this place, she's like, I don't know if this is a good place for me to be going. If you want me to come in, I can, but I think I might turn a few too many heads. I can happily wait out here.
Yeah, you can stay outside. Just be safe.
Right. Do my best. Hello, gods.
Just gonna go annoy them. Cole's gonna go into the line for the awkward liquid.
Alright. So you can queue up, and as you're kind of following this queue, eventually you come to like a simple tray that has all of these cups. No handles on them. You do realize very quickly they're very small skulls that have been had the top cracked open, had the bottom kind of broken away, and the eyes are kind of filled in with just cork. They're picking up these skulls and they're bringing them over to drink from the liquid.
She will take a cup and take some liquid, and she's going to find go back to the. Does other people look like they're drinking while they're sitting? She doesn't want to be rude.
No, they kneel on the floor. They take the liquid very slowly, dip it in the liquid, then they finish the thing whole before going back.
Do they look like they're taking a while?
Yeah, they seem to be taking a while and they seem to be praying.
Okay, she'll do the same thing. She's going to try and commune in some way with Morgan. Like, if there's a way that she can focus with humming, but like really quietly, or in her head she can hum, to see if she can focus herself while drinking.
Is there anything in particular you want to communicate with the Morgan? Anything you want to try to gain here?
Her main two objectives is to see if she can become part of Morgan's. What would like Wisteria is to Oxonym?
Yeah, like a
beneficiary.
Yeah, I can't think of the word. It's gone from my head now. But
yeah. She wants that, and to also see if she can ask if Trill is doing okay.
Okay. So as you do, you kneel down. I will get you to make a charisma check for me. So just add your charisma modifier to whatever you roll.
Straight up charisma, okay. And natural 20.
Okay.
Okay.
So, the instant the skull touches your lips, you get the faint taste of it. It's irony taste. The cup slips from your hands, and you fall down into this darkness. And there's no sound. And you don't even feel yourself falling. You just know that you're sinking deeper and deeper and deeper. And eventually your feet touch something soft. And your hands come down to meet them. you feel feathers below you. You feel this wind begin to pick up around you. It's hot. It's this hot air. And you now start to see these orange sparks flicker around you. And you now start to hear this crackling. You look up and you see your old house up in an inferno in front of you. Smoke rising up into the sky. You just hear the screams of your mother fading into the darkness, barely audible amongst the raging fire. And you see your own body start to burn away, flake away, until there's nothing left. You don't feel anything, you don't see anything, and you're in the darkness again. And a new sound comes to your ears. And it's this chime, this very gentle ringing of like little bells. And you would see this figure start to come up behind you, this large shadow, big, bulbous, bulky shadow, really, really broad, this large sphere of black feathers. And then from the center of it, this long tendril extends towards you, and the feathers come away from the end of this tendril to reveal this white porcelain mask that resembles the face of a human woman. Red lips, hollow black eyes. It looks at you, and you see that ringing again. It's louder and louder. And it starts to look around your body. The head just continuing to extend, going under your arms, lifting you up, and you see your body start to reshape and reform. And as it does start to regrow, along with the skin, feathers start to grow out and break through your skin. Your fingernails elongate, and now both of your forearms are completely clad in black feathers. And instead of hands, you now have these taloned hands. And these feathers are growing up your body. You feel yourself start to get bigger. Your clothes start to bulge as the feathers just keep growing. Wings start to extend from your back. You feel it rip through your flesh, rip through your clothes, and you fall forward in pain until you become a big lump of just black feathers with wings, big lump of flesh. And as you feel all this pain all over you, you start to now experience pain of so many across the world, of people dying. The pain they go through, agonizing deaths. You feel the pain of all the soldiers who just died after being ripped to pieces by zombies. It continues on. You kind of go out to other reaches of Gostar and you feel people being flogged and dying just from the pain alone. And then it turns to something else, not physical pain, but an emotional pain of being torn away from the rest of your life, not wanting to leave, not wanting to move on. And other people saying goodbye and letting go. And you just become overwhelmed by this physical pain and this emotional pain. Eventually it becomes so intense that it just mellows out and becomes numb. Eventually your face emerges from the black mask and you can breathe again, and you just pull it off like shedding skin. And now you stand there completely naked in the darkness. And you hold this beating heart in your hands, this black and purple beating heart. And you feel the pulse slowly leave it. And you watch, or you don't see it, but you more feel the life disappear and move on. And you watch it go and join all of these other modes of energy, all these other lives that existed. It goes back out, it leaves the personality behind of who it was, and it gets stripped away and reborn, recycled so they can become someone else, so they can become another life. And you realize the importance of this all of a sudden in this moment, that passing away is so important for things to move on. And if it didn't do that, people would just continue living the same life forever and forever and ever, and eventually just get bored, and there'd be no point in life anymore. Without death, there's no point in living, because eventually it becomes monotonous. You've done everything. There's no joy in life anymore if you keep on living. And now you realize the importance of that, importance of moving on, and that stepping away from the spotlight to allow other people to move into it, to experience life anew. And you guide them. When your personality is stripped away, you become something else. That personality still exists, looking over these new souls, guiding them like guardian angels. And your body is being stripped away again and again. And you are nothing but a guardian angel. You're not sure if you have that soul anymore, if it's moved on and become something else, but you know that what is left is something different. You've definitely lost something. And as the Morgan now returns, coming back out from the ground, this big black mass of feathers looks at you, and you hear the jingle again, and this is more like the sound of approval, that she will make you a physical guardian to look after the living and to help those that need to move on and sometimes excel lives that have stuck around for a little too long. And you come back to looking around. You feel yourself underwater, under liquid. You look around, you kind of move around, eventually you lift your body up with the little strength that you have left. You pull yourself up and you realize you've come out of the black pool. You are soaked in this black blood, and everyone there is looking at you. And you've got these feathers all over your hands, all up your arms. You feel strange. You look at each one of these people and you can sense their heartbeat. There's this thin purple thread that connects from them back to you. This thread that lets you know how well off they are. Like all of a sudden you kind of have a feeling like this person doesn't have long to live. This person is strong, they're healthy. You have this understanding of all this life around you. And you see a few of the people come over towards you and reach out their hands, and they pull you out of the bloody pool and start to guide you out of the chapel that you're currently in. And for a moment they start to kind of lift you up, and you kind of rise yourself up, and eventually they bring you out of the doors and they shut the doors. And the guard's like, "You're not allowed to swim in the pool. Happens to all of us. But yeah, no, they don't like it. Go on, we'll let you off the hook."
Thanks. Oh, I think I drank too much of the liquid that was down there. God. Angelica, you there?
My God, darling. Is that blood?
I think it's a sheep or goat.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, that was a weird experience, but I think I got the answers I needed. I think it's time. Shall we go? Do you need to do anything?
Sure. We're just going straight out the gates again to the firing squad.
Can you die again?
Of course I can fall to pieces and they can crush my bones.
Okay, I don't think that's good.
What's your
I
plan?
didn't think this far through. Not gonna lie.
Oh my god.
Do you have a plan?
Uh,
You seem like you're full of them.
I usually get
That's
other
all
people
sarcasm.
to think for me. That's why I had Ghostly all the time. Ghostly was brilliant with this kind of thing. If I was Ghostly, I would probably fly over the wall. Yes, let's do that.
She's gonna look down at her feathered arms. Yeah? Can she try, like, flap her wings? Her non-existent
You
wings.
have no wings. You flap your arms and
Flap my arms.
we will get back to you.
Really weird, just like a oil-covered bird.
Oh yeah, you're just covered in blood. It's already starting to dry and get a bit sticky over your body. But yeah. We will get back to you in
Wonderful.
a moment. I'll leave you to think about what you want to do.
Okay, lovely.
Alright. So, going back to the rest of you, eventually you're brought some kind of blankets and some food and everything else. They bring you some kind of gruel that they throw into bowls. And General Tully eventually comes over to you and is like, yes, so we have orders sent to us through some sending to march as soon as possible. So I'll be gathering some men, and within a few hours we will be leaving the premise. So we'll be escorting you into some wagons shortly. So make sure to finish up eating, and we'll be off. Right. As you are.
Can I do like a vibe check with Tolly?
Yeah. What are you looking for?
I just don't like his vibe that he's being very passive aggressive with me.
Sure.
Like when he said he was a big fan, I didn't feel like he meant he was a big fan.
That's fair. Yeah. Give me
I don't know,
an
just
insight
seeing
check.
because he's saying that he got something through sending, but something in Rael is like, why would they do official processes through sending? Like, just seems a bit odd.
Yeah.
Him.
Absolutely.
So I want to check if he's telling the truth about that.
You got it.
Sick. Sick.
What'd you get?
22.
22.
Yeah.
Few things. I can message them, or I can tell you to know. Right, it's up to yourself. I assume it's fine to say it to everyone, but if you want it privately, I can send a text to you privately as well.
Could I have a text, please?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll leave the rest of you fill the void while I'm sending you a message.
I think Maggie was saying that like Oscar was telling stories.
Yeah,
Fill
go
the
ahead.
void.
Giz an old story.
I guess just telling what we did in the last few weeks and just introducing Ghostly to like different areas and talking about like what we did in the forest and stuff. But also, I was wondering if I can do a cheeky thing, because is there like people constantly supervising us and looking at what we're doing?
Yeah, there's about 6 people on you at all times, if not more.
No cheeky for me.
You can always try.
No, don't want to risk it. This is like a delicate situation, so I don't want to fuck it up.
That's fair.
Damn. Yeah.
Whilst don't know how to sort of word it in character, but I guess sitting there, just kind of apologizing. The mess has been brought upon them. He didn't mean for pretty much everyone to get arrested and to risk something, even though he knows that themselves won't really get harmed, but there's always the chance that could use quite advanced tactics to get information, and that really worries him because he doesn't want anyone to go through that.
Yeah.
They're just kind of, apologizing for that.
Just gonna assure you that it's not your fault. It's not. We don't leave anyone behind. So.
Still though, it's I don't know. I didn't. In all honesty, I completely forgot about the army for a good couple of months. So I guess we just had a lot of things happening. I didn't realize it'd been so long. Hopefully all will go well, though. I am a little curious as to what's happening a bit too quickly. Honest, but maybe it's just me.
So just to understand the course of actions right now is they want to move us to a different base.
They want to move you to Rimgroff, it seems, which is kind of up in the mountains, which is
and
where the king is from. These people don't seem to have like a high enough rank to actually decide what's to happen to Rael, and so they are taking you off to Rimgroff as quickly as possible, so that he can be judged for whatever has happened, and also to question the rest of you to find out what exactly happened.
Okay.
Okay, with the info that like you've given me just now.
Yeah.
There's some way that I can. Rael knows pretty much the ins and outs of what his rights would be in this situation. So I guess next step would be asking for actual. I guess what I'm saying is I'm not happy that we've done things through sending. So I guess he wants to try and ask for the actual sort of note actually follows the protocol that they have, because he's kind of thinking, sending doesn't sound that legal to me. Like, there should be a proper stages to go by. Like, this is going too quickly for his liking, that they've got back to them this quickly about going to Rimgroff straight away. And the fact that it's only coming through Tolly, it's just, I don't know, he just finds his vibe off. My thoughts are a little all over the place. I'm sorry if that didn't make sense, but I guess just trying to say, like, he wants to make sure that the procedure is going according to how it should be.
Yeah, so you're asking him, or how do you want to figure this out, or you just want to know yourself if this is how it goes?
I don't know. I guess maybe asking. I could ask Tolly, but I have a feeling he's not going to be 100% truthful with me. And maybe asking one of the other guards, maybe if there is a high-ranked guard within the group that we have, because he knows there's kind of like subdivisions within it as well. There will always be like a top guard in a squadron, so I guess kind of trying to grab the attention of someone.
Yeah, the patrols have been shifting here, and you do notice a lot of the patrols, they don't really seem to have any of your men in them, but you do kind of find out there's always a high rank officer with among all of these people, and you do try to get one of their attention. And they're like, yeah, how can I help you? What is this?
Hello. I just had a small question. I realized that General Tolly has informed us that we are moving off to Rimgroff in a couple of hours, but I was hoping to see some of the paperwork myself, as that is, of course, according to protocol. I'm allowed to see those papers.
You see him kind of
I'll be able to.
look over to Tully, who's kind of passing by at this moment, and kind of briefly make eye contact with each other, but before he kind of goes back to you, and it's like, since your disappearance, as you know, there was very few magic users amongst the soldiers at Rimgroth, but ever since your magical disappearance, we reckoned we should be introducing a little more of that, and so we've made an alliance with Balhedriacht over in the Vale, and we've been training in some magic knights, who've been serving us for some time, and with the war at hand, with DU and the like, we haven't been able to get messages across fast enough, and so we've been relying on a little more magic than we usually would to get messages apart, and we usually have a communer amongst a few communers in patrols, and they would be in charge of the sending back and forth, and they take note of everything that is sent. We can try to get the message for you if you, but I don't think you're in the position to be looking at messages yourself. As of right now, we've been told that you have no rank, and you are a prisoner, and we will not be showing you any of the likes of any messages like that. You have no right to be snooping about, as you are.
Interesting. I don't recall, even if my rank has been dispersed for now, I'm pretty sure still as a prisoner under Rimgroth rules that I do have the rights to make sure that I'm having a fair trial. Is that not correct?
I mean, if it's come to be that you don't even trust your own kingdom anymore, that's a questionable characteristic there.
It's not that I do not trust my kingdom.
Do you not trust your king to judge the soldiers that he commands? Do you not?
Of course I do.
And so you don't trust this individual who's handpicked by the king to take your place as general. I actually feel like right now that you might be just threatened by his position, and there might be some severe jealousy going on here, and I think you might be trying to get a bit more hands on the wheel like you used to, but since you left us, that you've lost all those rights.
I think, sir, that you are placing words into my mouth that I have not said. It's not a good trait, is it? I've said nothing against not trusting the kingdom or the workers in here. I'm just making sure things are going according to how they should be. It's part of protocol. I have that right towards that.
Right.
I'm not disregarding your work or your procedures.
Yes, well then.
I do have that right. Why not?
You know these procedures well, and you know we are an honourable band of individuals. You know that we'll take you where we need to go, and no harm will be coming to you as long as we can help it. You'll be heading straight there as soon as possible. I know that the magic might be a bit new to the likes of you. You're a bit of an old dog, I hear. But things have changed a lot since you've left, with the introduction of magic into the ranks in particular.
That's very interesting to know. May I know a little bit more about that? I'm genuinely intrigued about what has happened in my absence.
Like I said, we've got a few communers, and we've got a few magical knights as well. We now engrave our weapons as well with magical runes to fortify against things, and we've had some individuals as well. We've been branching off. We've started to try and make connections with Jarlheim as well, and we are now branching into considering using firearms along with the sword and the bow. We are branching off and using new kinds of machinery which the other patrol in Jarlheim was meant to be bringing to us, so we can make our march into Dio and protect the borders from the Fire Nation. But it seems that this patrol in particular, anyway, won't be waiting any longer. It's been taking quite a while. We'll be heading off to Rimgraf as soon as possible.
May I also do a little check on this guy because he sounds a bit all over the place.
Yeah.
I think he sounds also a bit scared and unsure about what's actually going on.
Yeah.
Just want to have a little nosy. I'm just being nosy.
Mm-hmm.
Something seems a bit off with how, like, usually with soldiers and stuff, back when Rael was in there, they wouldn't talk with confidence. Like, they know what's going on, what's happening. He just sounds a bit all over the place, and it's kind of worrying
Yeah.
a little bit. So I'm just gonna general demeanor.
Yeah, at the stage, people are also starting to unhook you from the chains, reattach you to a long chain, where they're recuffing you onto that, and it's starting to guide you to the wagon. You can see it off in the distance. This armored wagon is starting to reverse back.
I got a 17 on that roll.
17. Okay. You can see this man is a bit nervous. He's not one for talk, not very charismatic type, and you can tell when someone's reciting a speech, hasn't really kind of learnt it off properly, but is kind of things.
Script.
Yeah, he's been given some sort of script to do now, so he's not super used to it. And again, like you've taken note of, a lot of these people are quite new, which could be one part of it. But this guy is a higher ranking officer, and he should probably know this stuff a bit better. But he is. It does seem a little bit rehearsed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll back off for now.
Got it. And eventually, he's like, right, well, that's enough questions anyway. We'll be getting you into the wagon. So they open up the doors of the wagon. They start to guide you all into this metal truck. So you all start heading into the metal trucks. Is anyone resisting, or does anyone like to do anything else before you head into this thing? Be locked away.
Yeah, can Ghostly, before they move her from the post, can she just pee on the ground?
Yeah.
No.
Just
She needs to pee.
That's fair. You just like standing up kind of peeing, or?
Yeah, well, I mean...
Yeah, just kind of more scared kind of thing as well.
Just that she needs to pee. She's gonna...
Yeah, absolutely. A few of the
Been chained up
guards.
to a post, so...
Yeah, absolutely. A few of the guards kind of like wrinkle their noses as well and kind of turn away from you. A few kind of younger troops as well just start laughing in the background before Tony snaps them to attention again. And they're dragged off, and eventually you're all...
And she'll just like kick some dirt on the pee. like the way dogs do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As you do, a few bits of that wet dirt kind of land on the lips of a few of the soldiers. They'd be just trying to keep their composure, just still stand there like... yeah. A little more rough with you now, handling you into the wagon.
I needed to pee.
And there's nothing wrong with that. It's a day problem.
Oh,
Don't worry.
Absolutely. I'm glad you have. It's going to be a while before we're letting you out. Hey,
What if we need to pee while we're in the wagon?
there's a couple of pots in there. You should be fine.
What if we fill up the pot?
Chuck them out through the bars, and he kind of taps the kind of... There's like little thin windows with bars that leave a little lighted.
What if more legs get sore and I need to get out and stretch them?
You'll be having time for that. Absolutely. But for now, you're going to be in it for a few hours, so get comfortable. They kind of throw you into... They kind of like pull on the chains and tug you into the wagon, kind of stumble forward a bit. So grab you, get you to a seat, strap you to your seat by the wrists and the ankles. And you still have a bit of chain there to kind of pull on, so you can move around a little bit, but you can't really... It's awkward to stand up in the wagon, but you can move your limbs somewhat. Right. Well, we'll be letting you out again. Come nightfall, you'll have more time to move around and get warm by the campfire, but for now, we're talking to you soon. And the doors slam shut and get locked up. Chains wrapped around it. And you are locked in this wagon. Eventually the sound of a whip goes off, horses start to pull the wagon, people sit in the front of it, and you can see, if you do just manage to barely stand up, you can see outside there's a small band of other carts following behind you. And you are slowly brought out of Grimwald, and you start heading towards Rimgroff.
Yay!
Weaponless and yeah, all your gear taken off you, and you start to head off that way. Kat, before we wrap up for this session, have you any idea how you're going to get out of this? The walls are about 50 foot high. What are you going to do?
Can she, from where she's standing, can she see around, like, where the cart is? Because is it like a higher...
Oh, you can't see anything. No, these walls are like 50 foot high. You can't see beyond them.
Oh, okay.
And they are like an hour outside of town, along with that.
Okay, then second plan in here. Got it. She will call upon Balthazar.
Okay.
To turn, if he's so kind as to pop out whenever he can, to turn Angelica invisible.
Okay. Sure thing.
And then she's going to take out her harp, and she's going to cast Fly on herself.
Okay. This is wonderful, darling. Where am I to meet you?
Just... if you can see the car, if you can get to the cart.
Right. Meet you at the barracks then.
Yeah, just...
Good.
I'll probably be able to see you from where I am.
Alright, so...
Well, you're invisible. Actually, now that I think about it, it'll be fine.
All right.
Just get to the cart.
I need you to make me a stealth check as you fly over the walls. She's also going to make a stealth check. Good thing she had advantage.
She doesn't have advantage. Oh, because
she's invisible, yeah.
Oh, alright.
At 21.
21, alright.
I got 11 on stealth, so like the fuck up.
Alright, so with that you duck around the corner, take off. She also hopefully catches up with you. And after about an hour, it takes you less time to get there, but you do wait around for a little hour, you do start to see the others getting put into the carriage, and they're just locking the doors, and eventually a very tired and exhausted Angelica comes up to you behind, like kind of in the shrubbery where you all are tucked away, watching over everything. She's like, okay, amazingly, that worked. She's no longer invisible. So where are we going? What's the plan? We have no horse, we have no carriage. I think that's ours over there. Are we following them? I can't leave Ghostly. She is my one ticket home.
Yeah, we're gonna follow them. Did I see if Tully went with them?
Tully's hopped in the front of that cart that they are in, the armored wagon.
Did Rael leave? Like, do they have a map in the cart?
A map?
Would you say?
In the cart?
A map of like just the Vale.
No, they have nothing. Oh, you don't know. You have no idea.
Oh no, our cart.
Oh, your cart. Yeah, I would say you do. Yeah, absolutely.
Is our cart where we're currently standing?
No, it's about 30 feet away from where you are. There's other soldiers getting on it and already kind of loading stuff into it. They can't load much in, but there's they're clambering in as many troops as they can.
How many soldiers are going in the cart?
I'd say about 8. It's not a very big one. So. There's a lot of stuff in there.
She's gonna turn to Angelica and okay, either we get on the cart or we walk. How do you feel?
Oh dear.
Either we get shot or we don't, is the real question.
Well, very difficult to get over that cart right now. I say we... I mean, they're not going to go very fast. Oh, I guess on foot then.
We can walk until they stop and then see if we can get on the cart.
Right.
Anyway after.
We'll do that then.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. And as you're deciding to just take off, you can see coming up behind you, sticks in her hair, is a very kind of tousled and tired and tear-stained Wisteria.
Wisteria!
We'll leave it there.
Wizzy!
She went in the fucking woods! She's crying! Oh, poor baby!
Alright. Bit of a strange game this, but taking a very different turn.
Sorry.
I know what Quill will become, so I'm going to give you a little text.
Yeah, I will also say if you would like, you can gain the other level in it, but you can also, if you want, you can swap out your levels in Bard or Rogue, depending, to take on this.
What do you mean? Can I not have all three?
You can have all three, but you'll gain the next level of whatever this class is next time you level up.
Ooh, okay, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
That would be good.
If you're happy waiting, otherwise, say you have 3 levels of Rogue or whatever, you can swap those out and change them for...
Bill is collecting the Infinity Stones of Multiverse.
I'll
Infinity
wait
Stones of
until I
Death.
next level up.
Sure, okay. Alrighty. So, thank you all for playing, thank you all for watching, and yeah, we've got some prisoners now. Very interesting.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
No,
grand.
very interesting turn of events.
Welcome back, Ghostly. Okay.
Yeah, welcome back. And you're
Hello.
straight into prison. Amazing. Alright. Well, thank you all. And thank you for watching. We'll see you in a few weeks.
Should I do the thing real
Yeah,
quick
go for
before
it.
you go off?
Absolutely.
Okay, as Gabe said, thank you so much for watching. We have a bunch of social media. We have a TikTok, we have Twitter that has all of our updates on. And we have an Instagram as well if you want to give us a check. We also have all of our individual Instagrams and social medias up in our About page. The next PV Rebellium game will be 13th? Or is it?
Yes, I
No.
believe it's.
Yeah.
I think that's right.
Yeah, we have a next PV game on the 13th, and we do have, though, if you don't want to wait that long, next week we have a wizard game.
So yeah, just before that as well, Beta Questers is on the 29th of this month
Beta
of October.
Questers.
And then we
I
have
should just have everyone written down.
yeah, 6th is Space Wizards, 6th of November.
Yes.
Yeah, and then back to Beta Questers again on the 12th of November. Oh no, sorry, Beta Questers again, 12th of November. PV Rebellium on the 13th. Yes.
Yeah. We'll have the whole schedule on Twitter, just because. Again, thank you so much for watching, and we shall see you next time. Oh wait, we have a YouTube channel. You can check out all of our episodes. There you go.
Thank you all so much. Goodbye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.